what's the word, chat? We are creating the, well, it says attacker, supporter, defender tier list, but we are creating the official overall meta tier list today. We've never done this on the channel actually, so I don't think we've done like we've ranked the top 10, but not an overall tier list, right? So we're doing that today. We don't know how long this is gonna take. I'm including SRs as well because some, you know, SRs are useful. This is mainly being created. I know people are gonna be like, why are you making this before the anniversary? And it's because this is technically for the anniversary, right? Obviously with a pilgrim, after 6 months, we're getting a pilgrim and its anniversary at that, free multis and stuff like that. Nikke is gonna get a lot of old players, returning players, and new players as well. So having the tier list of the current roster before, you know, having that tier list ready, I guess, before the anniversary banner comes out, knows who to go for when re-rolling and stuff like that, I guess. And then like what characters are just good in general, right? Now I don't like doing overall tier lists unless like the community's opinions involved as well, because right, like I could make it myself, but I think it just makes more sense to do it with a community, right? So yeah, I'm gonna do it in a bit here. I don't have anything on my resets, right? We're gonna start. This isn't official. You don't have Scarlet, hence why you guys are here. Come on, common sense. Chat, I'm planning for the anniversary. I don't know what is gonna happen, but I'm planning on getting these 2 packs. And then, like, cause remember, if you guys don't remember, the half anniversary had a crazy step up pack that was giving so much multis and stuff like that, right? Oh my god. Yeah. The half anniversary had like a step up. It was kind of like this, but it was a step up and it was pretty good. So I'm gonna get these for the anniversaries. Gems for the anniversary. Well, we don't really like, bro, come on now. Y'all don't gotta match me. Who needs gems? Well, you got 200 golden tickets. But yeah, we're going for a minimum core 3. Minimum max limit break, minimum. And then yeah. So yeah. I hope she replaces Scarlet. So we are gonna do this tier list now. So this thing, remember the chat, this tier list is based off of you know what I'm gonna do actually? Is this better? Right? So that we have like the tier list on this side and then the info on this side. I mean, we could make it kind of like bigger. This better? We could put this better or no? We do it like this? I guess the chat's kind of blocking it. We'll just go back and forth if we need to. Right. So yeah. Y'all want it like that, how I just had it, or y'all want it like this? How do y'all want it? Okay, wait, let me make the chat a bit smaller though. Alrighty, so chat, I organized. Oh, we need to also ask. This. So chat, if you guys notice, I have the bunny girls and the school girls like individual and together as a pair. Do we rank them like that or do we take that out? Have both on screen? Okay. Like that, right? So that if somebody sees it, right? Because I feel like we're ranking everybody individually, but I feel like when it comes to the bunny girls and the schoolgirls, we need to have a ranking of them as one character, like both of them as one. I feel like that just has to be like standard at this point, right? Because you don't ever say Blanc, you don't ever say Noir, you say the bunny girls. You don't ever say Daga, you don't ever say Tia, you say the schoolgirls, right? So it's just the reality of the situation. So we have it ranked on, or I have it, wait, let me move my mic. I have it in order from release date. So these characters are characters from obviously the beginning of the game, and then starting from Helm here, everybody here is in exact order of release date, if you guys have noticed, right? Everybody. So free characters, SRs, SSRs, everybody. That's not our characters because you're not using them, right? And they're just trash anyway, so why waste my time, right? But every SR, because there's some good SRs, right? And then every SSR is here. Right, so we're gonna rank them now. Let's start. Right, so I made sure to put Scarlet here, right, first because I think we should have like a standard guaranteed. Yeah. So, okay, these are the rankings: SS, S, A, B, C, D. My face cam is not gonna be on because there's not enough room for my face cam. A tier list, everything on the screen. Right. Here's my thing. So SS is characters who are literally the pinnacle of perfect in this game, right? S is going to be characters who are very good and could be SS, but they have something that's major holding them back, right? So I'll give you guys an example off rip, right? S would be somebody like A2, right? A2 is like godly, but what holds her back heavenly is that you need to have a healer with her, right? Right? So does that make sense? Like something like that would put her in S, in my opinion, but this is a community thing. D is just trash, right? This is overall, so consider everything. A is like, you know, pretty decent characters. B are like okay, and then C is like usable, and then D is just trash. Are you doing a tier list for the end game? Yeah, I guess technically, right? This is end game, I guess, right? So does that make sense? S would be like the best of the best, no flaws, just great character. Right, and then SS would be that. S is just characters who are very, very good and could be SS, but they have something holding them back from SS. Right, I think this is like how a tier list should be: SS, then S, then A, then B, then C. Right, this is common sense. Right, so let's start. Obviously, okay, well, hold on. Alrighty, so we're starting off from order. We're gonna go from order. So Scarlet all the way down. So Scarlet, what tier should Scarlet be? For the people who don't remember what Scarlet, well, this is based on Pilgrims, so let's just go to Pilgrims and knock it down like that. It's in exact order. Well, Pilgrims and then Elysions and then whatever. So Scarlet, obviously, I'm sure we know what tier she is. Like, I don't want to, you know, spend too much time reading her kit, right? We could all agree that Scarlet's an SS character, right? Because obviously, hardest hitting character in the game for now until Red Hood surpasses her. I'm gonna just say that now. Kick W. But yeah, I think Scarlet, I think that's just a staple SS, right? Arguably the best character in the game, right? I know a lot of people consider Modernia the best. Some people consider Litter the best, right? Overall, some people consider Scarlet the best, like I said, right? Overall, you know, realistically, this is where she is in my heart. Right, I think this is her accurate tier list, but since you guys want to, you know, go majority vote, we could put her in Essos. But realistically, this is where I would put her personally. But we could put her in SS. There's no problem in that. Alrighty, Rapunzel. Where's Rapunzel going? Where's Rapunzel going? So I would say Rapunzel is the best healer in the game till this day. I would say that personally, right? Her efficient healing, revive, increase max HP increase, max healing increase for 2 allies with the highest attack. I would say she's the best healer in the game. I do think there are stuff holding her back technically. One, she's on a 60-second cooldown as a burst 1, basically forcing you to bring another burst 1. Not really a problem in my eyes, but I know in general it is a problem. Her percentages are good, but you do need to kind of have her built up as well to heal, right? Especially with a lot of these other characters, like for her to out heal, she would need to have insane HP, so a decent build, right? But I think, where would we put her, right? I'm seeing a lot of S's. I'm seeing a couple A, but I think S is where she would go. Right? What do we think? Are we putting her in S? Or are we putting her in A tier? Right? I mean, I could do polls as well. Well, if there's like a disagreement, then I'll put a poll up. But I think we're all in agreement that she's S tier. Doesn't really offer much in terms of damage, but you can quick scope for more burst gen, I guess. Yeah, burst generations there as well. I think most of the Pilgrim characters are going to be higher on the tier list, realistically. Pilgrim unit should have a leader skill. We'll probably get that in the future, maybe. I don't think so, but I mean, we could. Depends on what healers you have. I'd say she's S. I think. Okay, I would say she's the best healer overall as a solo character, but obviously Bunny Girls, I feel like you're getting more heals from Blanc if he's with Noir, because with Blanc you're kind of healing the entire game, right? After that first full burst, you're basically healing the entire game, because she heals on and off of full burst, and even though off of full burst it's less time, like with her and Noir, you're gonna get into a burst rotation again very quickly. So I think, you know, as a solo character, she's probably the best healer. If she is going up against Bunny Girls, then probably not the best healer. But she does have the revive as well, right? She does stun as well. It's not really like noticeable, so, but it is there as well if you really do need it. But revive and then all allies, like massive heal, right? But she's on a 60-second cooldown. That's the biggest problem with her, in my opinion, right? So yeah. Alrighty, Haran. Where's Haran going? Remember, this is a general tier list. Focus obviously more on endgame. Because realistically, you can use any of these characters early on and get far, right? Not far, but you can get somewhere early on with any of these characters. So this is endgame, right? Haran, where's Haran going? Honestly, endgame, I don't feel like Haran is like, I don't know. I feel like Haran could be is S or A for sure, me personally. But let's see what you guys are saying. I think Haran endgame, like especially with all the new options we have, and like just, you know, like the other options in the game and the other characters in the game, she's A or S for sure. I don't think I'd put her lower than A. She's definitely not SS, and you know, I think A or S is where she goes, but I'm thinking more A. I feel like she's a good character, especially when it comes to mobs. The virus transfer is no joke, right? She does stack attack when killing enemies, and then she does do crazy damage on her burst skill. But like, the thing is, really, I don't want to say she needs a buff, but for you to see like a real, like, you know, for you to see what this character is doing, I feel like she kind of needs a buff in her percentages, right? Especially in harder stages, right? It's good. Virus transfer is not looking as crazy as it is early game compared to late game, right? Because these characters just have way too much HP, right? It's kind of hard. And then when it comes to bosses, she's not really doing much. PvP, she's fantastic. I think we could give her the low S tier. What do we think? We could give her high A or low S. We can always come back and revamp it. For now, we'll put her in the A tier, right? That's what we want to agree on. A tier? Is that what we're agreeing on, chat? A tier? Right? But yeah, like, if you ask me, should you re-roll for her? I think I would still obviously say yes, because again, early on, she's still one of the best characters in the game early on, no question. But if we're talking about long-term, she's not really like gonna be that character, right? Like Scarlet, beginning to end, perfection. Rapunzel, beginning to end, perfection. Haran is like beginning to midway, right? And you're really gonna probably start using her only in PvP. If you need that for a nuke team, but realistically, no. What about Noah? What about Noah? Now, I know Noah is like more of the PvP character, and outside of PvP, she still does work outside of PvP, but probably not preferred outside of PvP in my opinion. So, like, overall, like if it was PvP, sure, SS, but overall, I feel like because she's only good in PvP realistically, and not that much to offer outside of PvP. Like, you would look at her kit and you think there's so much to offer, but these kits right here where it's like 10% chance to cast when attack affects all allies, right? Like, this is a first skill, right? And I know Scarlet has like a 30% chance to thing, but Scarlet makes up for it with massive damage regardless. If you're not getting it, like, Noah's not making up for it realistically. The attack lower is okay, but it's like even Kiri does that now. So what's the point, right? I think B tier. That B, right? I think like you're only gonna use her if you need a tank, but then again, I think there's so many better, like in terms of PvE, I think there's so many better taunters in the game, better tankers as well. PvP fantastic, but overall, so I think B is probably where she would go overall, right? Because I don't see much use for this character outside of PvP, right? Realistically. And she's a 40-second cooldown burst 2 unit, so you're forced to bring another burst 2. One thing you don't want to do is, like, if out of all the bursts, right, from burst 1, 2, and 3, you definitely do not want to have multiple burst 2 units. That's like, if I had to choose between which burst I would have multiple units for, it's burst 1 and burst 3. Obviously burst 3, but it's burst 1 and burst 3. Burst 2 is like, you don't want to have multiple burst 2 characters, because the burst 2s in this game are really just defenders anyways, right? Like, there's some healers, of course, but like, I think burst 2 is mainly taunters, defenders type things, right? Right, and on a 40-second cooldown, the invincibility is nice, but it's only 3 seconds, right? Again, very only, like, PvP. Defense, not that crazy. PvE, PvP, sure. The taunts all enemies, like, they're really not worth it, right? It's really not worth it. So B tier. I think B tier it is. Isabelle. Probably the worst pilgrim in the game. Now, I think Isabelle, if you look at her kit, you're going to be like, yeah, she's a great character, because there's just so much going on. But the problem with this character for me is the simple fact that you need to use her burst skill so many times. Right? You need to use her burst skill so many times. Right? That makes sense? Like, to get her full capabilities, I have to use her burst skill specifically 3 times. Right? Now, she does lower the full time burst, which is helping her even more, but that's hurting the team in general, right? Because I think full burst damage increase, you want to have that for as long as possible, realistically. Maybe like you just want to have it on 10 seconds. Not as long as possible, but 10 seconds, right? I wouldn't want to have a full burst for 5 seconds. I'd like to have it for 10 seconds, right? Maybe not 15, because that's too long as well. 10 seconds is a good percentage, like seconds, right? So, C, B, or C, and especially remember, you guys got to consider, like, if this was early on, if we made this tier list when the game first came out, she'd probably be higher, but nowadays, she's honestly a D or C tier character. You can make the argument for low B, but then again, it's like, you have to, no, she's a C tier character in my opinion, right? And let me tell you guys why, because she's a character who, again, you have to use her burst skill multiple times to get her effects, and then even still, you're not getting damage from her. She barely does damage. Even when you have everything going, she still barely does damage. So I think C tier is a fair tier for her, right? I think C tier is a fair tier for her. What do you guys think? C, B, D, SS? Is she Scarlet level? Right? She's like, she takes too long to fully activate, and even when she's fully activated, she's still not doing anything. I think C tier is her. Like, you could use her, of course. I don't think she's the D tier. Maybe she could go in D tier. Honestly, I think C. Yeah, do we agree with C? Alrighty, okay. We agree with C. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next character, Snow White. Now, Snow White is more of a boss killer, right? Yeah, more of a boss killer than anything, but she's like a nuker. So, like considering this one overall. Okay, she's a boss killer, nuker, boss killer / nuker. Her average damage is not bad. I'd say she's like S for 8. A or S, because if I'm putting her in S, if I'm putting her in S, that means I'm saying she's, you know, one of the best options in the game as like a main DPS, which, because that's her role, right? She's a DPS. So would I say she's one of the best options as a main DPS? Probably. I think she's S. I personally think she's S. What about you guys? Right? Because she's... yeah, I think I'd say she's S. I wouldn't say she's SS. Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. She's definitely not SS. But I'd say she's... You know why she's not SS? Because the thing is, remember, SS is a character like where perfection, right? Literally, no matter how good, like they're good in low investment, high investments, they're perfect units basically. With Snow White, you need heavy investment to get results, right? You do. You need heavy investments for Snow White to get results. That's holding her from SS, right? Because again, this is for the anniversary as well. People are, I can't have this character in SS and they'll be like, this girl's trash. You know why? Because she doesn't have the investments, right? So we're gonna put her in S. I think S is for her. I think she's S. Her verse isn't... Yeah, I think she S, right? If we're doing this, remember y'all, general ranking would be S, right? Does that mean Alice is going to end up in S? Most likely. But we'll see, right? Because it's like a character could do insane damage, but if let me word it like this. What if a character did like 100 million damage, but they did it every 50 seconds? Because they do 100 million damage, right? I'm not saying a character in the game does that, but I'm saying because a character does, you know, 100 million damage every 50 seconds, would they be SS? Hey, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I would say, like, when we get to Alice and like more of the tier list is built, then I would have more of an idea, right? Obviously, I'm thinking like too many characters in the game. Right, when it's not even my tier list, y'all, it's our tier list. So whatever we all agree in general is what we're gonna have for her. But we've already agreed for Snow White that she's S tier. Well, I think. All right. So let's go to the next, which is Brid, which is the... Nah, because that would be once every battle. Exactly. And then again, if she's... Let's say she does... Again, let's say a character does no damage until 50 seconds are up and then they do 100 million damage, right? What if they end up doing 100 million damage on a minion, right? Then you gotta wait another 60 seconds. So I don't want to say like damage doesn't matter, but don't make it seem like, oh, because the character does insane damage, they have to go to the highest tier, right? Does that make sense? Like, because they do insane monstrous damage, they're at the top of the top, right? Because again, if I do 1 billion damage every 50 seconds, one, that's way too long. And then it's like, you know what I mean? It's just called common sense. It takes too long, and then it's like, boom. What if I use it and I miss, right? Just manual it. I guess you could just control it. But again, what if 50 seconds come up and the boss is still not here? And it's like every 50 seconds. And what if it's random at that too, right? Because it's not going to be off a normal attack, would it? It would just be random. It would be like a skill type thing. So, I think she's an S tier character, right? I don't think she's SS. I don't think Snow White is Scarlet level. I think that's just... Can we agree on that? Like, let's just be realistic. What about Brid? So after 30 normal attacks, she gives herself an attack buff. Right, every 10 seconds to the enemy with the highest defense, she deals 200% of final attack damage. So this attack buff is actually included. And then obviously on her burst skill, pretty good too. Right? The thing is, again, these numbers realistically in current meta and current, let's not say current meta. Let's say current meta. In current meta is not like the on par. Early game, sure, but this is not early game. So where are we putting her? What's the tier? C, 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 C. I guess just in agreement she's C. Right? That is she C tier, B tier? C? Yeah, do we agree she's C tier? Do we move to the next? See low C Isabel better though? Delta. I mean, yeah, let's not waste too much time with Delta, bro. What tier is Delta? I think we all know, right? Let's not waste too much time with Delta. Let's not waste too much time with these SRs. Like, there's some SRs that I'm sure are gonna make it to like maybe like C or even B, but there's just characters in this game you know are not making it that high. Hold on, chat. Are we here? Because my thing is plain red. Diesel. Diesel. You know what? I'm curious about where you guys are gonna rank Diesel. Today's meta, where would you guys rank Diesel in today's meta? Right? Because I'd say she's pretty good in PvP personally. I'd say she's pretty decent in PvP. Pretty decent in PvP. Like, you're not, the average player is not like putting her on like, you know, the team, but this is not based on how much people are using them as well, right? I think as a character, she's pretty good, actually. She's not bad. Same as Noah B. Okay, well, everybody's just saying B, so that handles that. Right? That handles that. B tier it is. Emma. One of the best characters in PvP, in my opinion. Like, one of the best. When it comes to healing in PvP, there's really no, like, I don't want to say there's no competition, but she's definitely one of the best in PvP. But in general, outside of PvP, I don't see much use. And if we're balancing it out, I mean, she's really good in PvP, but everywhere else she's not good at all, in my opinion. So if she's only good in PvP and not great everywhere else, where would we put her on the ranking? I personally think C tier is where I would put her. Honestly. Because PvP, at the end of the day, like, if you're considering everything, right? Union raid, co-op. Well, we're not going to consider co-op is like, you can use anybody realistically. Union raid, solo raid, campaign, towers, special interception, and PvP. PvP is like the lowest of the low out of everything there. So her being very good at PvP is not going to be enough for her to stay all the way at the very top of this tier list, right? Overall, she'd probably C or B for me. I don't mind putting her in either or, but what do we come to agree to? All right, is she C or B? I don't think she's A tier. To say she's better than Noah and Diesel is like ridiculous, bro. That's just no, right? That's not happening. So B or C tier? Probably C tier for me personally, but what do you guys think? Spam your tier for her. Well, don't spam it, but like put it B, B. I'm seeing a couple Bs. I think people are putting in B. B, 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 C. BBC. Check W. Yeah, okay, chat. A lot of you guys are putting in B tier. Is this for PvP? This is overall. Oh. I think what's holding her high in B tier is her being fantastic in PvP. Right? Like, she's one of the best characters in PvP, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion. And that's what's holding her very high up. Because she's like, she still has uses in some content, but realistically, you're not using her. It's not even that. She just, like, it's not dependable in other content related. So yeah. Now next, Inua. Right? Inua. Yeah, arguably one of the worst characters in the game. One of the worst characters in the game. This right here, the second skill makes no sense to me. Activates after firing the last bullet, affects the target, defense down, and she's a what? A sniper? I mean, like 29%, you think this is crazy, but it's not. Really not. She really is one of the worst characters in the game. And then she's the first 2 DPS, so like 15 seconds, 4% crit rate. Nah. No, God no, she's horrible. D tier, chat. Is that where we're putting her at? Okay, D. Never ever use her. F, D. Yeah. Yeah, literally. Guillotine. Now, Guillotine is a character who got a buff. You know, we haven't gotten a buff for a character in a minute, but Guillotine is a character who ended up getting a buff and then became crazy, especially with overload gear. But again, that's an investment. So obviously, where should she go? I think if you asked me before, I would have put her in one of these 2 tiers, but after her buff, I think I'd put her higher. So let me see what you guys say. Me personally, I don't mind putting her in A tier, right? I think A tier is her perfect tier. Yeah, I think A tier is her perfect tier. I'm seeing A's, I'm seeing low B's, I'm seeing B, A, S. Do a poll. Yeah, this one is a poll time, chat. We're gonna do polls. We're gonna do a poll. All right, let me just pull. Here. All right, chat. We're gonna do a poll. A. We're gonna put A or B. Okay. Well, some people are saying yes. People are saying yes. So we'll have the poll up for like 2 minutes. Poll is up. We'll have the poll up for like 2 minutes. Right, I think after her buff, she really is like, you know. And then with investment, she definitely is one of the better characters in the game. In terms of DPS, she is definitely one of the better DPS. Like, I wouldn't say it's a reach to say with investments, she's surpassing Haran in damage. Honestly, I think that's just facts. That's not, I don't even think that's a hot take. I think that's facts. Now hold on, then put Snow White in SS. How would we put Snow White in SS? Talking about investments. I can't say the word investments, right? Why do you think she's going into A? Right? Because realistically, if I was considering, you're like, what are you talking about? Come on now, use your brain a bit more. They give Scarlet to the wrong people, clearly. What are we talking about? Right, chat, investments are being included in this. Hence why, right, their damage with investment is being included in this as well. But the fact that they need investments is holding them back as well. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So we're considering them, you know, the characters who need insane investments, we're considering all of that stuff. But if they need investments, could they go to the highest tier? Maybe you could make the case for a couple characters in the game, right? But I don't know if Snow White's one of those characters who's going to SS. I think you can make the case, sure, but I think we already agreed that, you know, Snow White to S tier. So, like, we're done with Snow White. We'll come back to her when we're kind of wrapping it up, right? But for now, she's in S tier. But I think Guillotine, with that logic, you're basing every Nikke skill level 1. it's kind of hard to explain it for everyone to understand, because most of you guys understand and then some people don't get it, right? Because it's like the way I'm wording it, I'm saying we're in counting investments, but then you guys are taking me counting investments and like does that, like, it's so hard to say it, bro. It's like that, like, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what I'm saying. It's like, okay, somebody help me out. How do I explain this for the people who still don't understand to understand? Let me ask like this. Chat, I'm gonna make it like this. Okay, so we're gonna say she's an A tier because that's what we voted on. Chat, let me ask you like this. With investment, without investment, what tier would you put Snow White without investments? What tier would you guys put Snow White without investments? B-A-S-A-A-A. So chat, look, you guys, you see how without investment, you guys are saying she's either like low S or you're mainly saying A, right? Without investment, she's A. Now let me ask you, chat, if I put Snow White in A, does Snow White seem like an A tier unit? No, because realistically, you're still going to invest into her. Like, you have the options to. You have the option to invest into her. Like, maybe what I'm about to say is just gonna hurt with my whole point of this, but she's not an A tier character, right? With investment, she's S, right? But again, the SS are characters who are like godly, right? Like godly without having to do all that extra stuff. That makes sense? So Scarlet is better than Snow White without having to have all that stuff for Snow White to be that high, right? If we're saying she's A tier without investments, right? With investments, that's putting her up. Scarlet's all the way up there without having to have all of that. Does that make more sense? Right? With investment, she's SS. You guys, okay, that makes it, I think I figured it out. I figured it out, I guess. With investment, she's SS. Without investment, she's A tier. What's the balance there, chat? Does that make sense? Chat, if she's SS with investments and A without investments, what's the balance there? Chat, let's continue, bro. She's S, like we already ranked it, chat. We'll come back to her when we're like wrapping it up, like I said. The community already paid, she's S, right? Let's keep going. Maiden, I ain't even gonna stress on this one. Maiden, right? Maiden, I ain't even gonna stress. You don't understand? You don't understand. I can't help you that much. Right? Maiden, let's move on. If we need to, we'll come back to it when we're wrapping it up, but for now, we've already ranked she's S, that's it. Maiden. What about Maiden? Now, I don't think Maiden does great damage. Even with support, she's still not doing that crazy damage, right? Right? She's just not that great of a character, right? Maiden's role is a DPS, and she's not doing damage. She's probably doing damage on, like, Nihilister level as a burst 3, right? And with massive buffs, she's probably doing Nihilister like, damage. Realistically, she's not a great character, in my opinion. But yeah, where do we put in her? I think this is her range. I think this is her range. I don't think she's A. This is probably her range. Probably more here. If Brit is in C, this is her range, chat. This is definitely, forget B. These two are her range. C or D. Those are her ranges in my opinion, because I wouldn't say she's better than Brid. She taunts. Why is the DPS taunting? I guess when she attacks, she's getting a 20-second attack buff, but then it's like she's not doing damage with that attack buff, if that makes sense. She's really just a waste, right? Like, she taunts. She's either going to get her ass killed or she's going to proc her first skill, and even if she procs her first skill, not doing enough damage, even with that attack buff. Does that make sense? So, I think C tier. Right? C tier is where she's going. D or C is one of the two. But I don't think she's D tier. I think C tier is fine. Maiden helped me winning SI Gravedigger. We're not gonna rank it off of how much, like, what character helped you specifically win. So, like, chat, you know what's so crazy? Over like my entire time with Nikke, people would always, like, if I put a tier list out, I would get a comment saying that character helped me specifically, so they should be higher. Come on now, let's be realistic, yo. Let's be realistic. Let's go on to Miranda. That's the next one on the list. Miranda's a supporter, pretty decent support in my opinion. I don't think she's a bad character as well, right? I think she's just a character that's not looked at too much. But I don't think she's a bad character. For what she's doing, pretty good. Right now, her burst skill, it's every 20 seconds, but it's a massive attack buff to the highest DPS, right? Or the ally with the highest attack, right? 1. And then a massive crit damage buff as well, which is fine because it's going to your main DPS basically. So overall, more crit damage when you enter a full burst too. Like, this is a lot of crit damage you're getting from a full burst and then a massive attack buff, right? She's overall a fantastic character in my opinion, but where are we gonna put her? Oh, that is also true, chat. She is the only burst 1 as well for the Elysion Tower. Burst 1 with a 20-second cooldown. Keep that in mind. B? Okay, chat. Well, I think most people are agreeing she's a B tier character. Chat, do we agree with B? Do we agree? Okay, most people are putting B, so I'm going to assume we agree she's a B tier character. Chat, this is not ranked, right? So if you see Noah at the top of B, it's not because she's better than these characters. It's because we ranked her first, right? This is not like, it doesn't matter the order, in my opinion, right? We can do that at the end for like maybe the highest tier, but overall, like, I don't think we need to rank it like that. I mean, we don't even need to rank. This is not like a top 10. This character's in that tier. We don't need to rank it, like in order, right? Yeah, okay, so next is Neon. Now, chat, there has been videos of this character doing more damage than the Summer Neon, but that's not saying anything because somebody is a, hey, when we get to her, we'll get to her. Neon. When she kills an enemy, he gives, oh my god. I'm not even gonna waste time with that character, bro. Let's go to Polly, bro. Yeah, let's go to Polly, bro. Polly. Pretty good character, right? You know, she gives a shield. Gives a shield to all allies. Well, she gives a shield to herself that protects all allies. You know, a pretty nice attack buff that goes to all allies as well. She is on a 40-second cooldown, which sucks. But you know, after 5 normal attacks, not decent, it's a pretty low attack buff. Defense buff, like the second skill, I'm not really thinking too much of. A or B, A or B, 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 B. To the solo raid. Most people are in agreement that she's B tier, so B tier she goes. Privity. Honestly, chat, if you asked me this like 6 months ago, top 10 character, but obviously with all the characters we've gotten from half anniversary to now, unfortunately, I think Privity gets bumped out of top 10. Still a really good character, in my opinion, but I think she gets, because she was at 10 last time for us, right? So I think she gets like bumped out of top 10, but because we gotten so much. But I think she's, this is her arc, like these are where she's going, right? Realistically, chat, this is like the best overall support in the game. Nah, I guess that would be Litter, right? Technically. I think this is her tier. One of these two, chat. Is one of these two. Right? Because realistically, there's nothing holding this character back. Because her first skill alone is better than majority of the character's entire kit in this game. Right? But if, yeah, okay, S. I think S, chat. S. Okay, well, chat, we're going to put a poll up because I'm seeing SS and I'm seeing S. I don't think she's SS, honestly. No, I don't think so. But we could put a poll up. I don't think she's SS. I don't think so. Because she's good, but then again, it's like 30s. Right? I don't think she's SS. To say, like, I would say literally what Rapunzel is what Privity is. Not in terms of what they're doing, but in terms of, like, what they bring to the team. Obviously, Privity would probably be slight more, in my opinion. Right? Because her second skill is honestly just a waste of a skill. Right? And she's free. That's true as well. She's free. But I feel like her second skill is a waste of the skill. Her burst skill is very good. The stun is really helpful in a lot of situations. But her second skill is literally just a waste of a skill. Realistically. Like if this was another crazy support, easily SS. But I think this second skill holds her back. It really is just a waste of a skill. It's pitch down. It's like it's chicken change damage, right? S tier is where we're putting her. I think S is fine. I think S is fine. I could see Privity in SS, but I think S is where she goes. Really, the biggest problem is this second skill. It really is just useless. Realistically, it really is. Right? Even though she lowers max ammo capacity, that's still not like hurting characters who need to hit a certain amount of bullets, because those characters usually on reload build anyways. And then not only that, she gives massive reload speed. So it's like, I'm not going to say her decreasing ammo capacity is hurting characters, because it's helping actually, right? Characters who hit the last bullet need that heavenly, and then even characters who need to hit a certain amount of bullets, they get the massive reload speed buff as well. And then they probably already have reload, like the reload cube on them. So like them max ammo capacity lower is like, I'd say max ammo capacity lower is definitely over max ammo capacity increase. Right? Well, in her situation, because she gives the massive reload speed. I think S tier is fine. That's what you guys voted anyways, right? I think S tier is fine. I think S tier is what she goes, right? Second skill is what hurts her for me. And just in general, right? It's really just a wasted skill. If this was something crazy, like another insane support buff, like what if this was a heal? Crazy, right? But the stun is pretty good overall in PvP. One of the best characters. One of the best overall supports, probably top 3 overall supports in the game. Because again, her first skill is better than a lot of characters' entire kits, right? Like I would say her first skill is better than Emma's entire kit, right? In general, her first skill is better than Isabel's entire kit, Brid's entire kit. Like that one skill is better than a lot of characters' entire kit. So, yeah, we're gonna put her in S tier. We're gonna put her in S. Rappy, the face of the game. Where did the face of the game go? You know, when she's attacked 20 times, she's an SR as well, so keep that in mind. Gives herself a massive attack buff, like here and there on her burst skill. Could do decent damage early on, but overall, is she like, come on now. She's legit Red Hood, bro. Well, lore doesn't mean jack. Lore doesn't mean jack in this. So. This is not Red Hood, y'all. This is Rappy. I mean, it is Red Hood, but like, this is not the character Red Hood. Right? But realistically, like, is she on par with these characters, or is she on par with these characters? That's how you guys need to look at it now. Right? That's how these tier lists should go. Is Rappy on par with the characters in D tier, or on par with the characters in C tier? Right? E realistically, low C maybe. Like, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like, she's D tier realistically, because this is overall, right? So realistically, like, overall D tier, sure. Low C tier, if that's really what you want to go with, sure. Because again, overall would technically, yeah, no, okay. I mean, E, C, D. And y'all are getting the fact that I think you guys are letting Red Hood coming into the game let you guys decide. This character is a decent character. Realistically, overall. Right? We're not giving no breaks. We're not doing no benefit of the doubt, nothing like that. Overall, chat, the character is not a C tier character. Signal. What about Signal? Arguably one of the worst characters in the game. Like, yeah, I'd say Rappy's better than Signal, to be honest. Maybe you could put her low IC tier. I don't know. I feel like this girl has no use. I feel like Signal has no general, like, no use. Affects self when entering full burst. Recovers 44% of attack. Okay. Right? Like, was she? She's a burst 2. Oh my god. Yeah. Let's just move on to the next. Let's just put her in D tier, right? We know what tier she is. Like, she's not no value. Like, she might have a use here or there, but in general, not. It's even like those uses here or there is still not enough for her to go in C tier in a general tier list, right? Solene, very good DPS. I don't want to say very good DPS. Decent DPS. Problem is, you need a healer with her, because the moment she loses 1 HP, not a certain percentage, the moment she loses 1 HP, she's out. That's the problem with this character. Literally, she relies on having complete max HP. Right? This is not an A2 situation where, oh, when she hits 40%, then she stops working. The moment she loses 1, you could have 8 million HP. The moment she loses 1 of that, she doesn't work. Overall, pretty decent, because I'm like, right, again, this is a team-based game as well, right? And I'm not gonna say, like, really consider these characters being paired up with their best, you know, partners, right, to make them look better and then rank them up higher. But like, having a healer on your team is pretty common, right? But that doesn't like mean nothing. I'm just stating that. Does that make sense? I'm just stating that having a healer on your team is pretty common, but that doesn't make. I'm not saying anything because of that, right? I think like this is her range. Probably here, right? Honestly, wait, this is what let me see. Yeah, no. Like, yeah, Britain, this is as the C tier is probably where I would put her. Right? She does hit hard, but Chat, she looks fine in either tier, right? Like, considering all their kids, Like, surprisingly, if I was to put her in C tier, I would say she's the best in C tier. Out of all the characters here right now, I'd say she's probably the best. If I'm looking in B tier, I mean, DPS wise, obviously, because there's no other DPS, but overall B. Yeah, overall B or overall C? Where are we putting her? Gotta be C or D just because there's no worse feeling than bursting right after a rapture sneezes in her direction. B. There's no way she's better than Isabel. Surprisingly, she might be, because Isabel's damage is horrendous. Isabel's damage is is pathetic. I genuinely don't know how Isabel be. The only reason why Isabel is a pilgrim is because she has wings on her back. Clearly, if you've noticed, chat, pilgrims have something crazy with them. Have you guys ever noticed that? Let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that, but pilgrims have something crazy on them. Look at Snow White. This entire getup. Pilgrim. Isabel, wings. Rapunzel, a full-blown lance. Her weapon is a lance, by the way. Scarlet, a sword. That's her weapon. It's not a gun, it's a sword. Isabel's weapon is a lance, right? Hello, a scythe. Hello? 2 shields as her weapon. Well, this is like, they could just, like, her weapon are dragons. Have you guys ever noticed that? Like, pilgrims, they go all out. Her weapons are dragons. Dorothy, a transformation character, right? Like, have you ever noticed that? Be really high damage potential, but too situational. I think that's, I mean, not. Yeah, I mean, honestly, sure. I think we all, yeah, you guys were saying B anyways. All right, on to the next. Y'all were saying B anyways, so B tier, right? That's a good way to put it. Very high damage potential, but too situational. Such a niche character. I know that's a word that, you know, we love using in this country. The word niche, because we get a lot of niche characters, right? So, yeah. That's a word I see a lot in my comments on Reddit, right? But, alrighty, Vesti. Not many people use her. She's basically Isabel. Yeah, she's literally Isabel. Like, do we even have to rank this one? Her kit is copy and paste Isabel's. But yeah, she's like better than Isabel, slightly, but her kit is like copy and paste Isabel's kit. It's the exact same thing. They lower their full burst time. They have it up for 45 seconds. They need to have the first skill up again. Like chat, for example, if you don't know what this means, when it says activates when using burst skill during Survival Instinct 2, if 45 seconds goes on, let's say you're on your second burst. If 45 seconds are up, you don't get the second burst. You re-enter the first burst. So you have to have this up in order to get into the next one. If you don't have it up and you go into it again and this is not up, you go all the way back to the beginning. It's the exact same as Isabel's, bro. Let's keep it a buck. On to the next. It's literally Isabel's. Right, wherever Isabel is where she would go. Add me. You know, early on in the game, chat, a lot of people praise this character. We haven't gotten much characters in the game like this character, in my opinion. But I feel like just over time, she kind of like dialed down, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of people praise this character early on in the game, but I feel like even though we didn't get much characters who do what this character does in terms of like, because her whole thing is like the reload, right? Right, she's a reload demon, right? I think probably where her tier would have been early on, like people just don't use her that much now because there's just different burst tools, but that doesn't change that she's still a pretty decent character, right? Damage taken for 2 allies with the highest attack every other 10 seconds, pretty good. When attacked 20 times, all allies get a crit damage buff of 9% for 20 seconds. These are all level 10 skills, but reload, she's still like a staple on reload team. Probably one of these 2 tiers. Honestly, I think this is where she would go. Right? I'd say she's either like high B or A. A to low A to high B. But I think A is where she would go. Her reload buff is no joke. Every burst skill rotation as well, right? And then the charge, the crit damage as well, pretty good, right? I'd say A tier is what she's at. Are we in agreement that she's A tier? Senti. Yeah, where is Senti going, bro? I've always wanted to get to this character on an overall tier list, chat. I've always wanted to rank Senti on an overall tier list. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, this character is like, she's not doing what Privity does, but wherever Privity go is where I would slap this character. So if Privity was up here, Senti would be up here. Since Privity is on here, Senti's here. She's good. She's a crazy character, chat, but I don't think she's SS, right? This is what I would say. Perfect burst generation. Her kit works well together, right? Her lowering the cooldown of her second skill so she can spam a shield basically every like 3-4 seconds, even 2 seconds in some cases. Perfection. Only thing is that it's like the shield percentage is quite low. It doesn't matter realistically, but the shield percentage is quite low, and then you do have to steal. And she's realistically, she's just an S tier character, right? I mean, I don't even think that, like, she's just an S tier character. Bro, I'm not even gonna waste time, bro. Let's not waste time with this one. Let's go to the next. Drake. Let's go to Drake. We're not even gonna waste time on Crow. Let's go to Drake. Honestly, chat, if you asked me this like months ago, one of the best sub DPSs in the game months ago, hasn't changed much, but she's definitely, like, with all the releases of the burst 3s we've gotten and sub DPSs we've gotten over the course of time, she's definitely dropped a bit, but not too much where she's like in the bottom 3 tier. I think A tier is her perfect tier, realistically. Right? If you asked me months ago, probably S, but nowadays, I'm thinking A is her tier. I think A is actually like the only tier Drake can go in. Right? You can make a case for B, but then again, you can't, right? Like, I think Drake is really just the A tier character. Right? If you asked me literally 6, 7, 8 months ago, probably an S tier. But again, the game evolves. Chat, we're probably going to get to a point where Scarlet is no longer SS tier. I think, like, from now until when Nikke ends, the lowest Scarlet's probably going to get is S tier. Unless they just drop, like, 50 characters who just do what Scarlet does, but better. Then she's going to drop down. But, right, the game is going to age, so characters are going to age as well. I think Drake is an A tier character. And most of you guys agree, too. When you guys say A. Right? Still one of the best characters for, you know, the sub DPS slot. One of the best. But I say she's one of the best sub DPSs now. She's still a very good one, but probably not one of the best sub DPSs. If Scarlet drops, then Modernia drops too. Chat, eventually every character is gonna drop, right? Like, how much of you guys generally believe Scarlet is gonna be the best character for all of Nikke's time? Like, come on now. Scarlet's not gonna be the best character the entire time of Nikke, right? Yeah, she most likely, she's getting replaced Anniversary, bro. I'm sorry. I haven't put this character for a whole year for her not to be replaced by Anniversary. There should be no excuse with Red Hood. Red Hood sniper needs to be dumb. I'm talking about a 500% attack buff per bullet. That's what we need from Red Hood. Cope. Cope. Alrighty, Penno. Pretty good in tower, chat. Surprisingly, a lot of you guys probably don't know, if you use her in her specific tower, which is Mythilus, very good in my opinion. But overall, not too well. Not that crazy overall. Right, when it comes to minions, pretty decent in my opinion. Come on, where do you guys put her? The power creep in this game hasn't been that bad. I can see Scarlet being top for another year. I can see Scarlet being one of the best characters for the next 2 or 3 years, right? Like, the only characters who came into the game that questioned Scarlet's position as the best were probably who? I know we had the conversation for Anise, we had it for Dorothy. Modernia is still a conversation, of course. I mean, people consider Modernia the best character in the game. I know I do, so there's that, right? But when Dorothy came out, that was the conversation for best character in the game. Anise, some people questioned Anise being better than her. 2B, when 2B came out, a lot of people questioned her being better, right? So, like, you know, we haven't had a power creep that's just like OD, but you know what I mean. BCAC. Hey, chat, where is the Penno going? I think she's probably C tier, realistically, but yeah, I mean, like, she gives a pretty decent attack buff for herself when killing an enemy. That's the only problem, right? Because when you're fighting bosses, doesn't matter much. PvP doesn't matter much. It's really just mobs. Like, you're gonna see much of her, like, her shine in mob situations, right? And then again, her normal attack is horrendous because she's an SMG. So realistically, she's a C tier character. Realistically, she's a C tier character. But what tier should we put her? B? Could you make the case? No, I wouldn't say she's on par with these characters. Definitely not. I'd say she's on par with these characters, for sure. I wouldn't say she's, I mean, here? Nah, I think she's on par with these characters. Drake is S tier easily. Yeah, 8 months ago. Yeah, do we agree she's C tier? She's high C? Well, again, chat, this is not ranked. Let me put this properly. This is not ranked. This is just based on, like, what character comes first, right? We're just putting them in the tier. Ignore, like, who's in front of them. Put the character in their tier, right? C tier. Okay, let's continue. Ether. I know, obviously, with Naga, Ether has built up, but it's clearly still not enough. Let me not even waste time. Let's just go on to the next. Let's not waste too much time. Guilty. Oh my god. Another character just like what Drake is. If you asked me months ago, he's still a great character, but if you asked me months ago, boo. Especially with all the Burst 2 characters we've been getting, chat. Like, you're not seeing this character as much, maybe. Still a very good character, but a lot of the Burst 2, like, I think she's great. Still, I think Guilty's still great till this day. Where is she? Oh no, wait, chat, we gotta skip Guilty. Wait, my bad. We're on to Julia. Wait, we're not doing Guilty. We're doing this exact order from boom, boom, boom. Right, we'll get to Guilty soon. We're doing Julia. Julia has to be that, like, let's not waste time on Julia too, bro. We know she's one of the worst characters in the game. Right? Shaq, can we just, do you agree with her in D tier or not? Let's just say yes or no. Do we agree she's D tier or not? This is arguably one of the worst characters in the game. And you would look at her kit and be like, oh wow, she's crazy good. Right? You would think she's crazy good. A lot of crit damage, a lot of crit rate. No chest, she's horrendous. She's horrendous in damage. We agree? Alrighty, let her. What? meter, bro. Like, let's stop playing. Arguably still top 3. I don't want to say arguably. Probably is still top 3. I don't think Nikke has dropped a character who's like, maybe Red Hood is gonna bump her down to 4th place and like in the top 5 section. But I think she's still a top 3 character. So yeah, let's just go on to the next. Maxwell. Where's Maxwell going? I think Maxwell is literally like same tier as Snow White. Right? You could make the case for same tier as Snow White or like A. Probably around here. Right? In my opinion, like probably S tier. And you know what's so crazy, chat? If you were ranking this early on in Nikke, when like Nikke first came out, because remember, Maxwell's a character who came out on release. If you asked this question 2 months in the game, people wouldn't have said she was an S tier back then. Right? I want to say because of union raids and solo raids, like that's when you really realize how good these characters are. Right? Because early on in the game, when we didn't have a union raid and solo raid, nobody was saying Maxwell was an S tier character. Right? But now with those contents, right, she's probably just here in S, where Snow White is realistically. As a support as well, right? Like, look at this. Charge speed, the attack buff when entering a full burst, 2 allies with the highest attack, which is fine because your main DPS, crit rate, crit damage, right, for herself. And then she just does insane damage on her burst skill as well. I think S is just her tier. Chat, do we agree she's S? I mean, I think this is just obvious, but right, chat, do we agree she's S? Just say yes or no. We're just gonna go to the next one. Well, we're gonna just skip this one because we know Mihara is not good. N102. Now, chat. Overall, I wouldn't say she's a D tier character overall, right? I wouldn't say she's A tier overall. But I don't think N102 is a D tier character overall, right? She's still, again, look at her, like her burst skill. Till this day, this burst skill holds her up. 25% attack buff for 10 seconds to all allies, right? Burst 1. Till this day, this holds her up heavenly. Like, the only thing that hurts her is that she's SR, but overall, I think she is a D tier character. I think she's a B tier character. I think we're all in agreement there. Alrighty, Pepper. Another character, right? Because we got in so many healers this year. A character who is still very good at healing, I would say, but like if you asked me months ago, would her tier be the same as now? I don't think I'd say she's a C tier. Maybe A tier or E tier? Would I say she's B tier? Probably not. I think A. I don't think she's S tier. Definitely not. I think A. She's definitely not B tier. No. Definitely not C, D, or B. She's not A. No, she's not S. She's A. She's not as good as these characters. Not even close. Yeah, A is the only... Right, and one thing about this character that I like, yeah, no, chat, it's really just A tier, right? Because she's not on par with these characters here, and she's definitely not on par with these characters here. She's literally A. She's literally just A tier. Like, she can't go anywhere else overall. Alrighty, we got Uni next. Uni. Where is Uni going, bro? Well, we all literally agreed that Pepper was A, so where's Uni going? E? Pro tier, S, D probably. EC. Next to me, Hara is wild. I mean, chat, realistically, like, this character is not all that great. Uni. Like, okay, charging speed to all allies when you enter a full burst, sure. But it's like, how many characters are you using? I'm not even gonna say that because I'm not even gonna say that. Right? Her healing is not good. Restores 2% of it. Like, her healing is only good to characters who actually do damage. Yeah, no, chat. She's probably one of these. I think C. I think putting her in D is a bit of a stretch because she still has use. But C is like her average. In D she could go in D. I think C. She could go in D or C. First skill is like, charge speed buff is pretty nice. Lifesteal is okay for DPS, right? I think C is fine. I think C is fine. Alrighty, Anise. Pretty decent in PvP. A lot of people won't know that because they don't use her that much in PvP. But SR Anise is pretty decent in PvP, surprisingly. Right? But what's her general? I think Uni's general honestly is a C tier. Right? Her overall would be C tier. Uni's is C tier. But Anise. What's Anise's overall tier? I think I'd say she's better, like the best out of her, Neon, and Rappy. Personally. I think if we're comparing her to Neon and Rappy, I'd say she's the best out of the three. To be honest, I think Anise is the best out of the three. But her tier is C or D. It's not B. Not B. Cause she's pretty decent in PvP, but that's not enough to keep her up in B overall. C is like probably her average. Or you could put her in D as well, it's fine, but C is probably her average. C. Right? All enemies within attack range lowers their defense. Not that crazy. I mean, 32% still nice. Right? But the damage, this is what's like, PvP is pretty good. Right? The only problem is, like, okay. Her burst skill is what's like, because in PvP, you're not using this skill, realistically. Right? Her burst skill, lowering the defense of PvP enemies are pretty good. Right? And then also, I don't know if I want to say this, 40 times, she'll probably die. Yeah, I think she's her. Aria. He ain't taking 40 hits, realistically. Wait, Chad, do we agree that Anise is C tier or is she D tier? Just say yes, I agree she's C tier. Just say yes or no. Yes means you agree she's C tier, no means she. If Anise goes to D tier, then Uni is going down too. Yes. Okay, we're good there. Alrighty, so now Aria. She's a crit buffer. Actually has a shield, which people didn't really know much about. Of course I knew because I use Aria a lot for showcases. But most people don't know that she has a shield like that. But yeah. The crit buffer. Right? She's a crit buffer. When last bullet hits, she gives all allies crit rate. It's just, it's not enough in today's day. Not enough. Now, today, not enough. I think C tier. B tier? Nah, probably C tier. I'm not gonna rank her though. What do you guys think? What's the tier? Put the tier. And she's on a 40-second cooldown. Okay, well, everybody's saying she's C tier, so I guess we're all in agreement she's C. Alrighty, who's next? Dolla's next. I don't even know why I have these SRs. I don't even know why I have these SRs with me, bro. Dolla's next. I don't even know why I have some of these SRs with me. Right? Like, I think SRs are only going to matter when we literally get to the limited SRs. Like, dead ass. That's when SRs will matter, when we get to these limited SRs. But the current SRs in the game, no. Dolla, a character who, again, if you ask me early on in the game, I'd probably say she's S tier. Maybe now I'd still say she's S tier. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think if you asked me 8 months ago, I would guarantee say S is the only tier. But nowadays, I'm thinking you could still put her in S or A. A. Okay, well, that's fine. Like, her attack buff is good, but it's like, again, as the game goes on, like, because it's consistent, it's decent. But as the game goes on, you're going to realize that, like, these numbers are just, like, not needed. It's like if you played Dokkan, right? 3 years ago, if you guys know what Dokkan is, then you understand. If you don't, you probably will understand. 3 years ago, if a character had 300k defense, they'd be God tier. Nowadays, characters need at least 1 million to be considered good, right? So over time, like, these numbers are going to come into play of the content today. So I think overall, she's still an A tier character, though, because early on endgame, she's still a fantastic support, right? Burst skill, like, cooldown of burst skill, and then some additional attack damaging buffs. Like, the only thing that's, like, really doesn't matter is her burst skill, but, you know, that's really the only thing. But then again, she's on the 20-second cooldown, so that's affecting these others. I agree, she's not Senti tier. Senti should be SS. We'll come back to Senti, because I think that one is definitely, like, argued. I think if... No, I don't think so. Because we argued that Privity shouldn't be SS. And I think wherever Privity is, where Senti would go, in my opinion. And a lot of you guys' opinion, right? I don't think Senti's SS. I think S is her fine tier. Right? Exia. This is probably the, like, least used character in Nikke. I promise you, Exia is probably the least used character in Nikke. Like, if Nikke had a, like, I need for the anniversary to Nikke put out, like, of actual, like, stats of characters who are used in this game, I can guarantee you this character will probably be on the very bottom. I just don't see who you're using more than this character. Right, like, you look at her Ken, it's like, oh, it's pretty decent. She has a pretty good attacking buff that stacks, but they don't do damage. She doesn't do damage. And she's a supporter burst 1. A DPS supporter burst 1? I mean, basically, we could put her in C. We could. She's supposed to be a supporter burst 1 that's meant to do damage. Like, it's just not a good combination. It's really not. Folk Wang. Now, overall, if you read her kit, it's pretty good. The problem with Folk Wang is that she takes too long to do things. 30-second cooldown, 20-second cooldown, 40-second cooldown. She takes way too long. If this was like 10 seconds, if you were spamming these skills, she would be a lot higher. Right? Like, if every 5 seconds she was taunting and giving herself a max, or if this was just permanent and she was taunting, right? And then, like, every 10 seconds she gave, you know, a shield to 2 allies with the highest attack and then increased their HP potency. And then every 20 seconds, she's a burst 2, right? Yeah, like, if this was on a 20-second cooldown, I think she'd be higher. But I think, like, Folk Wang could go in B or C tier. I don't think she's A, obviously. I think B or C is her accurate tier. Like, overall, B or C is her accurate tier. No, I don't think I see her in C tier. I think, like, the biggest thing holding her back is her time. But she's pretty decent. Right, like, in PvP, you're not going to get much use from her because if you guys don't know how this works, right, it needs to go, so you need to be in the game for 20 seconds minimum before this character could start doing anything. So for 20 seconds of the game, you're not doing nothing but normal attacks. After that, then you're going to start using these stuff. But it's every 20, every 30, every 40 seconds. The biggest problem with this character is time. Overall, pretty good kit overall, but just time. So, C or B is her accurate tier. Yeah. What is the tier we're giving her? C or B? It's one of those two tiers. But let me remove her. Because if I keep her in B, you guys are... No. Too much cooldown plus... Yeah, like that... I think... As much as I want to put her in B... I think C. Like the time is really a big problem. 30, 20, and 40 seconds is really a big problem. But the kid is pretty good. It's really a problem. Right? You're gonna see much value. You're gonna see her usefulness in long fights. Like kit white, yeah, like shit. We could put her in B. Let's put her B, low B, high C. Let's put her there, bro. We'll just put her in B. We'll put her low B because you guys are saying B and C. So we'll just put her like low B, high C. Like she's a B or C unit. Either way, like wouldn't really recommend because of the timer, realistically. Who's next? Freema. The most laziest character in the game. Lore-wise, but doesn't matter here. Now, kit-wise. I mean... First skill's atrocious. First skill is pretty okay. It's a 4 seconds, but okay, well, everybody's agreeing she's a B tier. Who's that? I mean, yeah, I mean, everybody's agreeing she's B, so we'll put B. Me personally, I probably would put her in C, but you guys all are agreeing that she's B tier, right? It's not my tier list, it's a community tier list, so. Right? Like, chat, don't say because, oh, she works with 2B, she's B tier. Right? As well, right? Like, don't say that. Because again, it's overall. Like, 2B, remember, chat, anybody who comes into the game at this point will never get 2B. So, like, you know what I mean? It doesn't really, especially, that's like a big reason to the, you know what I mean? Like, anybody who plays the game now won't get 2B. So, unless they buy an account that starts off with 2B. But, I mean, if we're agreeing, if you guys are saying she's B tier, she's B. I think she's C tier, personally, but fine. So, do we agree she's B tier? Yes or no? Just say yes or no. Yes means she's B tier, no means she's like lower. I don't think she's B. I don't. Nah, that's what I'm saying, though, chat. I'm sorry. Chat, realistically, she's a C tier, right? We can't do this one. No, she's not on the par of these characters. To say she's B tier is saying she's on par with these characters. She's not. She's on par with these characters, if not these characters down here. But mainly these characters in C. She's on par with these characters. I'm sorry. Like, her in B tier, considering her kit and then thinking about Miranda's kit, Polly's kit, Soline's kit, Diesel's kit, Noah's kit, she's not on par with these characters. She's really not. Yeah, chat, we're gonna put her in C tier, bro. She really is C tier. I'm sorry. Chat, don't let lore get into your face, bro. This is not off of lore. We don't care about that. right? Because if we're going off lore, remember, Ino was one of the most craziest characters in terms of lore, right? But she's down here. Don't let lore fool you. This character is not on par with these characters. Come on now. Ludmilla. Ludmilla, a pretty decent character. I know when the game first came out, if you guys don't remember, if you were not here on the game, on Pridewin chat, there was only 3 characters in S tier. It was only Ludmilla, Litter, and Scarlet. When the game first came out, Ludmilla was actually ranked SSS, triple S, but she was bugged, right? And then when they fixed the patch, they realized how, you know, her not SSS tier the character was. So she was high S when the game first came out because she was bugged. Then they fixed her and then boom. Like, I think over time, she was like, I think over time with releases, she's gotten better and better. But I definitely wouldn't say she's, I mean, does that fit there? To say she's on par with these characters nowadays isn't a reach. I'd say she's A or B tier personally. It doesn't matter for me. I mean, I could see her in A tier. You could make the case, but B tier, right? Like, this first skill is okay. Doesn't really add. This is her main thing though. Her being a burst 1 20-second cooldown character, and her second skill is her main thing, right? But probably B tier. Right? Because our main thing is literally that second. Alrighty, well, everybody's saying B tier. Mary. Honestly, chat. Solid B, solid B. This character was a 20-second cooldown character. I think she'd be so much better. First skill is not that, right? I wish she had the reload like Pepper. If this character had the same type of reload mechanic as Pepper and she was on a 20-second cooldown, this character would be such a godly healer, right? Like, I know she would still realistically be healing one ally consistently, but she would be so much better. She was on a 40-second cooldown and had the same healing mechanic, like reload mechanic as Pepper, right? But you guys are saying she's B, 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 solid B, C, C, or B, right? But yeah, I think the 40 second is what that kills her. Because the HP potency is good and all, but it's like you have to run her with another healer for that to make use of that, because she's only healing one ally when the last bullet hits, right? If you're not using her burst skill as well. So, like, probably C tier for me. But what tier would you guys put her? I don't know if I'd put her in B. I think she's on par with these characters. Like, 40 seconds, it hurts her so much. So much. And because she's a burst 1 40-second cooldown, you're force bring her with another burst 1. And a lot of you guys already see that as a problem. Basically. Like, she kind of just has folk wang's issue. So, like, high C, low B is where she would go. Well, if you guys look, what's the thing? She's definitely not below, in my opinion. I mean, she can go here. I'd say she's low B, high C. Right? I wouldn't say time is her issue. Well, it kind of is. If she was on a 20-second, if she could use this burst skill, every burst rotation would be perfect. Like 40% of the caster's final max HP on top of a 23% HP potency buff every burst rotation. Crazy. That's pretty good. I think B tier is actually fine for her, right? I think that's fine. Just put you here. Not even gonna waste time. I don't know why I even put the SRs on this one. Yeah, she likes Folkwang. She can go on the same tier as Folkwang. Milk. Probably another character that barely anybody uses. But let's see. Every 20 seconds, after the first 20 seconds, every other 10 seconds, 2 allies with the highest attack will get a nice attack buff. Okay. When HP is above 80%, affects all allies, a crit damage buff permanently. Okay. And she's on a 40-second cooldown. Official? Like the title? Chat, I mean, I wouldn't say it's official, obviously, because... But like, I mean, realistically, I wouldn't say it's official, obviously, like not official. But like, chat, I can tell you right now, like, by the time we come to the end of this tier list and I was to post it, 98% of the community would probably agree with this, right? The 2% that wouldn't agree would like be like, oh, my favorite characters in this tier, they should be higher, right? Like realistically, right? Because so far, if you ask me, as someone who like is a tester and tests all these characters, like content creator and all that stuff as well, day one player, if you ask me, I would say this is like so far accurate, right? But again, like I think you can make cases, and as I said, you can make cases for some of these characters here and there, but you know what I mean? Like you can make cases for some of these characters here and there to be higher or lower, but on average, I think most people would agree with it, right? What about Milk? Milk C. Milk is SS in my heart on my first SSR launch. Maybe we need to move all of them to C tier. I mean, I wouldn't say she has the same problem as Folkwang and Mary though, because like look at her first skill, right? It says every 20 seconds, but it lasts for 10 seconds, right? That means it's gonna take 20 seconds to get it. But after the first 20 seconds, every other 10 seconds, you're going to have that, right? Think of it as a full burst, basically, after the first 20 seconds of a game, right? But, like, besides that, not really much carrying this character in ranking. Maybe C tier, right? Like, the problem with Folkwang is that she takes long to do everything, but her kit is actually good. Same thing with Mary, right? This character's kit is okay. Doesn't take too long to do everything. It's okay, but not like crazy. Right? So, Chad, do we agree she's C tier? Yes or no that Milk is C tier? If no, then we can put her lower or higher. If yes, she's gonna stay in C tier. Yeah, agreed. Most people just agree that she's C. Alrighty. Yeah, okay, so you guys are agreeing she's C. Alrighty, so noise. Where does noise go? Yeah, I'm telling you right now, S or A is where I want to see this character. I'm sorry. That's it. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's S or A for this character. S, yeah, okay, chat, S. Thank you. This character is fantastic, bro. If this character was on a 20-second cooldown, oh my goodness, then I would say this character is the best healer in the game, right? If she was on a 20-second cooldown, then I'd say she's best healer in the game. No, I wouldn't say she's best healer in the game if she was in. No, never mind. Let me take that back. I wouldn't say she's best if she's on the 20-second cooldown. I still think there's better healers than her, right? But as a taunter here, because that's more than what she is, right? More of a taunter, right? Than a healer, realistically. Like general heal, she's healing every 40 seconds. Like for herself, she's basically healing every second. So we're gonna put her in S tier though. Y'all all agreed, so S tier is where she goes. Novel. Now, chat, let me word it like this, because I know a lot of people have been praising Novel lately, right? Because of solo raid and union raid. This character is only SSS in bosses. That's it. Just remember that before. This is an overall list. I can't stress this enough. People really think Novel's like one of the best characters in the game. Chat, she's only good against bosses. I can't stress that enough. Go ahead now. What's her tier? Overall, what's her tier? B, A. I think she's with Polly. B. Okay, well, most people are saying B. B is too low for Novel. Actually accurate. She's not an A. I mean, no, because it's overall. Maybe if it was like again. Yeah, no. Realistically, she's B. And bosses are majority of the content. Well, bosses are basically all the content in the game besides like base defense and the defense tower. Like, you know what I mean? Those two specific content and PvP. Right? But it doesn't, like, you know what I mean? I think B is fine. What's the song playing in the background right now? The lovely Lonely Cat OST. Ain't Mary tier? Okay, she's not Mary tier, but I would say she's Miranda tier. Remember, Mary is a high C or low B character. But I would say she's like Miranda tier, Polly tier. I don't know if I would say Novel is Dala tier, Pepper tier, Drake tier. Maybe she's Admi tier. Maybe Admi needs to go down. No, Admi's fine there, right? Because what Admi doing is reload, right? Overall, Admi's a fine character, right? I don't know. Chat, A or B? We're going to need a poll on this one. I don't know. We're going to need a poll on this one. If I can see her in A, I can see her in B. Novel. Tier. I could see her in A or I could see her in B. I can see her in either. Chat, go ahead and vote. We'll give you like 2 minutes. While you guys are voting, let me while you guys vote, let me do my interception. Please, I beg. A, don't beg. Heck. Oh my, 50 of these? Oh, I thought it was 50 of these. Imagine if the game was 50 of these. What is the boss? We already did a GAT tier list. That it's like 54%, 52%, 48%. Like a lot. It's really 50-50 for this character. So on average, she would be high B, low A then, right? Because it's like yeah, the percentages are so close. It's damn near 50-50. All my teams have A2 on it. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, well. It's 50-50 now, chat. It really is hard for this character. Overall, she is definitely A or B tier. Damn. I feel like B is accurate for her. But then it's like, I see her fit perfectly in A, but I feel like that's too high for her. Not too high, but I feel like it's like slightly buffing her up. Like maybe B or A. It really is hard for this character. Let's put her in A. Yeah, she's low A, high B. Okay? Okay, let's put her high B, low A. Put a novel tier in between. I should put a novel tier in between, but she's not getting special treatment. Yeah, let's put her in B tier. It's fine. Yeah, because she only gets it when this is stacked up too, right? 100 normal attacks for an AR is going to take some time to develop too. Not too long, but it's still going to take time, right? Like the first burst rotation, even probably maybe by the second burst rotation, you should be fine, I think. First burst rotation. The poll says A. All right, chat. Well, we voted. So we'll just put her in low A. I think she's low A, B. It doesn't matter really. She's one of those tiers. She's low A, high B. Let's just. Rupee. Another character who over time, if you asked me months ago, I would have put her higher. But it's tough because she's really only good for Union Raid, Solo Raid, but Union Raid and Solo Raid are basically endgame right now. Yeah. That's the thing. And then it's like still it's overall. But I feel like we'll keep her in A. It's fine. We'll keep her in A. It's not a wrong tier. Like her being in A tier and her being in B tier is not wrong. Like her being in A tier is not wrong. Her being in B tier is not wrong. She's just one of the two. But we'll put her in A since that's what we do. What about Rupee? Right, pretty good DPS for burst 2. You know, attack buff as well. You use her burst skill, 5 seconds. It's nothing. You know, if I wish it was 10 seconds, but it is 5 seconds. So, okay. So, what do you think she did? Sugar. Yeah, we're closing in. We're closing in on the release characters of, you know, Nikke. Right? These are all the characters who've released in Nikke, and this is going to be so much more easier. Right? I feel like ranking the characters who've released are going to be so much more easier than the characters who are on the game, like in the game since release. Does that make sense? Because, for example, Anise, right? When Anise dropped, we already had an idea of what the good and bad characters were. Right? But when Rupee came out, for example, like, it was just these characters here. Sugar A as well. So Sugar is mainly used for shotgun teams. I don't really think you're using her besides, you know, a shotgun team. I wish the moment they add a character who gives attack speed buff to all allies, it's Raps. That's a must summon character. Imagine if Anise, Summer Anise, got an attack speed buff of 66%. Knowing already she's only going to stay at 1 bullet and already has basic guaranteed reload. Imagine with 66 attack speed on top of what Anise gets. Like, oh, bro, when they add a character who gives all allies this attack speed buff, it's going to be over. That's a must-have character. A, Sugar's A as well. Sugar A. Okay, well, reload speed, right? 20% chance when cover is under attack. Reload speed and crit damage. Normal attack is okay. Crit rate buff when you enter a full burst for herself. All allies who are shotgun. Are we really sure she's an A tier character? Overall? Because it's like... Wait, chat, would you guys say she's A or B tier character? Go ahead and just put that in the chat. Like, even if you already said it, just re-say it one time. Is she an A or B tier character? High B, low A. I could hear B because she does slightly underperform in story. That'd be high B, I think. E, B, A, B. Okay, well, there's more B's. Like B, A. Also for low A, high B. I think that's fine. I think low A, high B. I think that's fine. But what tier would we put her in? Let's just put her in high B. She's low B, A, high B. She's low A, high B. But I think she's more of a B unit, personally. Because it's like, in today's meta, bruh, you're not using her with a shotgun team. Like, attack speed is cool for her. Hit rate is very nice for her. Ammo capacity is pretty good for her. And shotguns, when you're in a full burst, is really good. Is the damage there, though? That's the main question, chat. Is the damage there? Because she's like... Yes, it would. I guess we could put her in B. I mean... It really is. It's another novel situation. It's A or B. It really is. It's another novel situation. We're just going to put her in low B. We're not going to spend too much time on this one. We're just going to put her high B, low A. Yeah, let's just do a poll, actually. Let's just do a poll. Because this one is another novel situation. It really is, right? Like A or B, you could see it. And you could make the cases too, right? My thing is, I don't think you're using her unless you're running her with only the shotgun team. And because of that, I think I'd put her more in B than A. Personally. Because it's like, if I don't have a full... Like, if, for example, if I'm running her on the team and there's no shotguns, her herself would do... You know what I mean? I think B is her tier, chat. Like, I didn't consider that much, actually. Like, I think if you're not using a shotgun team, you're not using this character like that. And even if you are using her without a shotgun team, you're not going to see, like, you know, does that make sense? Who's next? Volume. Okay. Now, chat, in my opinion... Okay, well, we established you. 63% to 37%, yeah. Honestly, volume, in my opinion, has, like, you know, grew. If you asked me on day one, probably I would have said C or, not D tier, I probably would have said C tier. But now, I could see her in these higher tiers. Well, what tier would we give? S. No, she definitely not Ash. I could say for a fact, volume got most people into Nikke. When it first dropped, most people got into the game because of volume. But I think A tier is fine. Nowadays, because remember, like, again, so many things nowadays become more important, right? Cooldown reduction, 1, she has that, right? And when you enter full burst, the crit damage support, right? 31% crit chance, and then she stacks crit damage buff. She actually is doing something. And then the cooldown as well, right? And then well, this is for herself. I don't really count this because this doesn't matter. But her second and burst skill are pretty good, right? Nowadays, you see that like 31% of crit chance for all allies on top of all this is pretty good. Maybe if it was 10 seconds, S guaranteed, but 5 seconds is still short. But yeah, I think you guys, A. One definitely got me into the game, but I'd say A. I think A is fine. Now, chat, when it comes to Yan, me personally, I have no say because I've never used Yan. I've used Scarlet, even though I don't own Scarlet. I've never used I've used Scarlet on other people's account, but I've never used Yan, so I literally have no say here in terms of actual testing. Based off of kit and logic, I can rank, but off of testing, I have no say. Right? So when you enter a full burst, all allies get charge damage increase. I already see a problem there. If you're not running characters with charge damage, it's useless. Second skill activates when attacking with full charge. All allies get a very tiny attack buff and a very tiny... Oh, Lord. No. And then the burst skill deals damage. Forces movement towards center. God, no. Now, chat, off of logic, this is like a C tier character. This is good if you're running her with charge characters, right? This is a pretty good mechanic, right? The first skill is good. Second skill is completely trash. Well, technically, it's when you have a full charge, so it's actually going to stack up over time. Okay, maybe not maybe that bad. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all own the character. I don't. C or D, bro. No shot. For some reason, A. Okay, chat. Well, you guys are gonna put it in C. You guys put her in C anyway. C, D, C. Ready. Yulha. Other character who... Actually, no. I would say Yulha is more used than Exia. For sure. When attacked 30 times, she gets a crit rate buff for 20 seconds. That's not bad. Affects 5 allies with the lowest HP. 30-second cooldown. A massive attack buff, but for 5 seconds every 30 seconds. Horrendous. And then her burst skill is just trash. %, attack buff is crazy, but every 30 seconds for 5 seconds? Come on now. Like, but a 90% buff, it's just every 30 seconds for 5 seconds is a bit crazy. That's not doing much. That's not like... No, I'm sorry. You guys, where are we ranking, girl? What's the tier, bro? Like, it's one of these two. It's not B. It's not B. It's one of these two. Yeah. It can't be B. To say she's on par with these characters is crazy. To say she's on par with Noah is crazy. She's on par with these characters here. Right? Chat, remember, Noah's in B. Compare this character to Noah, Diesel, Emma, Miranda, Polly. Like, come on now. This is not a B tier character. If that 30 was like a 10 or 20 second, 15, no, 10 or 15 seconds would have been a great burst. Like, sure, but 30 is crazy. B tier? Okay. Alrighty, now we've gotten into the real characters of the game. Helm. So now these are all the characters in the game that have released on an actual banner, right? Helm was the first ever banner in the game. Till this day, in my opinion, a fantastic character. I think this is just a staple, right? This is a great character to have if she really is. Okay, well, literally everybody's saying A, so that's that. Okay, that. Next one, I'm not going to say nothing because if I speak, it's going to be biased as hell, personally. So I'm going to let you guys rank this one. Where's Laplace going? If I rank this, it's going to be biased as hell. So I'm going to just keep my mouth shut for this one. Y'all go ahead and let me know the tier for Laplace. Oh, S-A. I think she's A or S tier. Now, nah, I think she's A tier. I would say Laplace is on par. Like, I think I would say A tier probably. B tier? No. I think Laplace would be on par with like these characters here. Haran, Guillotine, Drake. Maybe slightly better than like some of them, but like, I don't know if I'd say she's on par with Maxwell and, you know, Thing nowadays. Maxwell and I don't think I'd say she's on par with Maxwell and Thing. If her burst skill was a 10 second, like 10 seconds and 5, then sure. But because it's 5 seconds, I think I'd put her in A tier, personally. And it seems like you guys agree. She's basically like, she's literally a hand-me-down Snow White, hand-me-down Maxwell. But more of a hand-me-down Snow White. Literally. I think that's the best way to pull Laplace. She's a hand-me-down, you know, Snow White. So I think A tier is fine for her. Definitely not going anywhere lower than 8 though. That's not even me being biased, just a fact. Come on now. Okay, well, it seems like most of you guys agreed that she's A tier anyway, so it's fine. Alrighty, Rupee, Xmas Rupee. Arguably one of the worst characters in the game. Do we even have to waste that much time with this character? Reload speed is great. Reload speed is pretty good. That's it. Reload speed is pretty good, but that's it. Bro, dissing his waifu? It's not that I'm dissing my waifu, I'm telling the truth. If only the entire Nikke community could do what I do. You see, I'm not gonna say Laplace is a SS tier character because she's my favorite character. I use facts behind what I say, chat. I'm not gonna always be like, nah, this character helped me here, she's this tier. This character is my favorite character, she's this tier. It's called being unbiased, y'all. Y'all gotta learn how to do it. E, D, C. Could put her in B. Yeah, C. I mean, I don't think I'd say she's B. I think C. I think C. E, C, low B, high C tier. C, B. Okay, well, chat. I think she's C tier. Low C? I think she's C tier. I wouldn't like the reload speed is nice and all, but it's like still you have to run her with another burst 1 character, right? And it's like I wouldn't like usually I don't find the fact of having to run another burst 1 a problem, me personally. But in this character's case, she's just overall trash, right? Because I know the other character we're gonna compare her to is Tia, right? Right? If I say, oh, because she re-enters burst stage 1, she's low tier, you guys are gonna use that against me when Tia comes out. But the difference is Tia's actually good. This character overall is not that crazy, but yeah, I guess most of you guys agree she's C tier anyway, so it's fine. And I don't own this character, and I've never used her either, so I can't speak. What's her name? Miracle Fairy Ann? What is Miracle Fairy Ann? She's a Lycian. She's this. some people consider re-enter like burst 1 bad. Ultra. I don't, but most people do. Not most. Some people do. Yeah. I don't like this character much, right? Now, I want to own this character because she's limited and I don't have her and I have no chance of getting her unless she does get a rerun. But I don't really like this character's kit. She's like a worse version of Biscuit in my opinion, right? Affects all supported allies, activates after 3 normal attacks. She recovers, you know, a 30% of attack damage as HP. Okay. Her second skill, it does go to all allies when HP is above 90%. HP potency, pretty good. Activates when the last bullet hits the target while having over 90%, decreases their healing. So in PvP, that's pretty good. Overall, nah, it doesn't matter, realistically. And then her burst skills are 60-second cooldown, chat. What's the tier, bro? Realistically, overall, she's actually probably like a C or D, B tier character. Yeah, no, B looks right, actually. I'd say B is accurate. I don't think I'd say she's... Yeah, no, wait. I think I'd say she's a B tier character. B seems accurate. Like, I'd say she's on par with some of these characters in B tier. Right? And she's a PvP god. Yeah, she's a PvP god. Right? And if we're giving Emma B tier because she's a PvP god, right? Like, yeah, I guess it's fair. B is fair, right? Now, her and Biscuit are two different. Well, no, I'm talking about in the sense where they do something for a specific class. So in her case, she does something specifically for attackers and does something specifically for supporters. Biscuit does the same thing, but for all classes. So chat, go ahead and put the tier. She's C tier, B tier, D tier, A tier, SS tier. What tier is her? Is Anne, what tier? Where's Neve? Neve is a pretty good character. Surprisingly. Neve, she's B, high C, B, B, B. So chat, we'll just keep her in B. Neve. Actually, chat, let me take this back, what I just said. If you asked me when this character came out, pretty good. Right? Nowadays, has a use. What tier are we giving Neve? She's an SR. Oh, Modernia's next. Oh, yes. What tier are we giving Neve? B, B, C. Neve is the hardest hitting SR unit, but that's not saying much. That is true, because it's not saying much. Yeah, she's I don't think she's a D tier. Probably a B, a C. I think she's a C tier character. I wouldn't say she's B. B is going above and beyond. She's probably like on the par of these characters here. I mean, surprisingly, she might hit harder than these characters. Surprisingly. She might hit harder than these characters. I mean, we could test. I think I have Neve on this. Okay, I do. Perfect. Let's compare to Maiden. My Maiden has dupes. Both of them are full level 5. Oh, no, she's level 1, so this is perfect. Let's give them full gear. Like leveled up gear, at least on the attacking. Give them the exact same cube. And then we're just going to put a burst 1 and a burst 2. Right, perfect. Let me see. If she hits harder than Maiden after the... So we're going to go until the second burst skill. So we're going to go 2 full burst rotations, and then that's that. Whoever has the highest number is, yeah. He also was exclusive, fun fact. Yeah, Neve is not a character you can pull at all. Yeah, right? And the thing about Neve, wait, chat, you know how Nikke added like the archive events? You're able to get Ray now, right? Are you able to get Ray again if you didn't complete the missions? Isn't that right? Wait, this is the second full burst, okay. And now we're gonna wait for this full burst rotation and see. Her numbers are red. They skyrocket, yeah. They skyrocket. At least for the first one. Alrighty. 4.4 million, 6.8 million. No, you're not? Okay, well, that's... Alrighty, well... Chat, we could put her on par. Literally. We could put her in this tier. We can put her in C tier. It's fine. Alrighty. Because you guys already said C all the time. So the entire time, so. Next, Modernia. Just put that there. Modernia. I don't even gotta talk, bro. Let's go to the next. We're not even gonna talk, bro. We're not gonna say nothing from Modernia. We're just gonna play single. We're just gonna play single. Just gonna play single. Jackal. Best PvP character in the game, by far. In my opinion, best PvP character in the game, by far. So realistically, she's going wherever these characters are. Like, I don't even think we need to waste time with that one. I think Jackal is... Like... If Noah is B tier, that's the highest a solo-based PvP character will go. The highest a solo-based PvP character will go in the general tier list is B tier. It's as simple as that. So, right? Jackal is so good though that she could go all the way up to A, but realistically she's a B tier. Now, chat, her being at the very end of B doesn't mean she's a low B character. It's just because we're doing it in order, right? There's only some characters that we're gonna like Modernia at the very top of the top. That's what I like to see. Viper. Take a look at Viper. What about Viper, y'all? Yeah, Jackal's better than Noah in my opinion. I do think that as well. I think Jackal's... She has usage outside of PvP. She does. Okay, yeah, I mean, A is fine too, right? Yeah, that's fine. Right? If Noah is B, the minimum Jackal can go is B. Highest is A, probably. That's it. Like, minimum she can go is B, highest is A. So, what's the tier? Let's go back to Jackal first. What's the tier? B or A? Let me not do that again. Let me not try to control it. Chad, what's the tier? Is she going in B or is she going in A? Whoa. Jackal B? Jackal B? B? Okay. Low A, E, D, B, B Jackal, Jackal B for me. Let's go to Viper. We can just leave her in B then. Do a poll? Yeah, I guess, yeah, because I'm seeing a lot more A. Yeah, we're doing a poll for Jackal. I mean, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's like, I think if I'm promoting this as a tier list that I would recommend to any new player or just any player in general, I wouldn't want them to go in like S is what characters I want them to aim for. S is the characters I want them to aim for as well. And then B are characters where it's like if they pick them up, they're good. Or A is like like if they get those characters in A tier, they're like, oh yes, I got that character, pretty decent. I think I would want Jackal in that tier, realistically. Because she's fantastic in PvP. And then you can use her outside of PvE. Not many people do, but she does have the use. Same thing goes for Noah, but Noah, it's really just PvP. More like 90%, 95% PvE, PvP 5% PvE Noah. For Jackal, it's like maybe 70% PvP, maybe 80% PvP, 20% PvE. So okay, that's fine, right? I think she's better than Noah, so it doesn't really like. I'm not saying she's less than Noah, but yeah. What about Viper? What about Viper? So Viper, when the target appears, she gives all allies a attack buff and a hit rate buff for 10 seconds. I don't really like her vamp skill. It's kind of stupid to me, right? She's invincible basically from AoE or from single target attacks, which is like, it's okay. If she was a broken character, I would like him more, but it's like, why does she have to be invincible? Like, imagine if she gave that to someone like Scarlet. That'd be better, right? Why does she have to be the character who's, you know, prevents like from being hit from single target attacks? You know what I mean? Why is it gotta be her? Well, everybody's saying Viper's a B tier character, so it's fine. Everybody's saying she's a B tier. Ain't nobody said she's anything else but B, so we're gonna put her there. What about Sin? Sin. Let me not say that. Alrighty, what about Sin? Out of her, Quincy, and Guilty, would I say Sin is the worst or the second best? Maybe the second best. I know lately Quincy's been getting a lot more love, really because of 2B, but that's really it. Okay, C, B, then maybe B, hard C. Ready. What about Quincy? I don't think she's B. I think probably this is right, because I'm looking at her kit and everything affects herself. Duplicate HP for the ally of the ally with the highest HP is pretty good. I wish they had this mechanic and like shared it. Yeah, like yeah, what is Sin? She's a burst 2 as well, right? Imagine if Sin could give this to like allies, and then you put her with 2B. Perfection of a character. What about Quincy? Might as well open up Guilty. What about Quincy? B. Okay, well, everybody's saying she's a B tier character. Budget Mask, by the way, basically. But it's like, chat, when you guys say budget mask, like, I don't want to like, okay, she is a budget mask, but she's not, right? Like, she's not doing what mask does as a character, because mask is a crit damage buffer as well, who, you know, helps out 2B, right? Don't say she's a budget mask, just say she's a good replacement for mask when it comes to 2B. Because again, before 2B, we weren't calling her. Remember, mask came out before 2B, right? When 2B wasn't a thing, nobody was calling Quincy a budget mask, right? Nowadays, because 2B is a character, everybody's calling her that, right? Which is fine, but, right? Not like, you know, so B is fine though. Guilty. What about guilty? Guilty is that Guilty is one of the best free to, like, if there was I'm glad Guilty is the character you could have gotten for free than summoning. She's a great character. Not many people use her nowadays, obviously, because she's a burst too, and especially if you have the buddy girls or the school girls, or even masked because of, you know, 2B. You're not putting Guilty on the team like that, but she's still a great character, right? Senti, there's so many burst 2 characters in this game that are just too good, right? But I think, see, she's a A. Okay, everybody put her in A. Thank you. I don't think she's an S tier character. Maybe if you ask me like when she came out, right? When she came out, if you asked me back then, sure. But now there's just way too many burst 2 options, way too many, right? And that kind of hurts a lot of these older burst 2s, right? It doesn't change the fact that she's still good, but it's like, especially with the difficult, like, chat, when we're getting difficult content soon, right? Like new difficult content, Nikke said, a lot of these characters won't be on par. Like, I doubt Haran is going to be useful in the new content to come, for example. Let's go to Coco. Coco. What is Coco? Coco is a tetra. I just realized there's an SS tier above S. Of course there is. Yeah, where's Coco going? You know, she's a character who, you know, recovers allies cover HP. She does the spell debuffs, which is not that useful. She cleanses, basically. It's not that useful though. She lowers enemies' attack. Yeah, she's not that crazy. Let me know. DC. Yeah, well, here she goes. She's not that crazy, but everybody's saying C tier, so yeah. Soda. I know one person is gonna love this. Soda would have potential if she was a more efficient character. She would be so much better if she was more efficient. 180 normal attacks to stack is ridiculous. 12 seconds to heal 3%. Every 12 seconds a flat heal is ridiculous. And then when fully stacked up, you get the additional 12%. It's still kind of like low. So the stack count is good. But yeah, no. You are not. I think C tier is fine. A lot of you guys are saying C. I mean, yeah, C, D, C, E, C. I don't know if I'd say she's D. She's pretty decent, but she's like C. C is actually her accurate tier. That's not even an argument. Not like a debate. Big C. But she was not this. Like, she's not on par with these characters. I mean, no, she's not. She's really on par with these characters. Really, she is. Coco is better than her. So because Coco is better than her, she can't be on the same tier as Coco. Right? Come on now. Alrighty. Collab time. Makima. Surprisingly, a collab character that aged well. I would say top 3 collab character out of the 6. Right there at 3. But that's not saying much because there's only 6 of them. Makima is actually a character who's used a lot in PvP and Train. I don't know who's still trying to run Makima in Train, especially with all the new supports we've gotten since Makima's drop. Since Makima's drop, we've gotten Dorothy, Bunny Girls, Schoolgirls, Anise, Helm, like Summer Helm. We Summer Big Goddess Mary. We've gotten a lot. Biscuit. We've gotten a lot of character. D. Like, come on now. I don't know who's really still trying to use her, but people still use her. It's true. B, I think B is fine. She's not a C tier character in my opinion. I think B is fine. Not a D or C tier. I think B is fine. I think B is perfect. Not an A, definitely not an A. I think B is perfect. Right? She does have indomitability. She introduced that, but she gives it to herself when she does die. She taunts when you use 120 normal attacks, so it's kind of harder to control. Does lower her burst skill cooldown, but doesn't really matter, in my opinion, because she's already on a 20-second cooldown, so what does that matter? Right? But power. Power was a character who was not doing it. I know a lot of people seen her percentages when she dropped. Actually, fun fact, when Power came out, that's when I came back to Nikke, right? Because that's when they had the PC port around that time too. So I was like, when Power came out and I was doing videos, I had 75 subscribers. Think about the progress from 75 to 8 point. What are we at right now, chat? What's the sub count? We're at 8.93. So think about the progress, like the progress from there. But yeah, I think she's also a B tier character. The Chainsaw Man collab wasn't that good. It really wasn't. So it is what it is. And then Himeno is just a D tier character. She has no general value. Yeah, can we just agree? I don't want to waste too much time on Himeno. Can we just agree she's just trash? What are we doing with Himeno? Come on now. What are we doing with Himeno? Trash. Sniper rifle support. Come on, buddy. It's not bad, actually. But D? No, you're not. D next? Perfect. Let's go to Biscuit. I don't even think we need a rank Himeno. I don't even know why I have SRs here, realistically. Biscuit was a Tetra. Till this day, a character who obviously gets better and better the more we get characters, because she buffs up literally any character that comes into the game in some way, shape, or form, right? She does support everybody, right? So, Biscuit. I think Biscuit in PvP is like a staple on damn near everybody's team, especially for SP Arena. In general content, I don't really think people are using her, but you can. Right? When Anise came out, Biscuit went up. When Dorothy came up, Biscuit went up. Right? Because they're supporters who act as DPS. And as you guys know, for some god-awful reason, Biscuit gives supporters a massive attack buff. So, realistically, because she's so godly in PvP, B is where she goes as well. She's not in A. She's not in C. B is probably where she goes overall. Yeah, that's just a fact. Sakura. Now this one is funny because I remember everybody was screaming free train. And even now, I have never beaten train with this character. I'm sure I could do it now, but it wouldn't be because of her realistically, it'd be because of everybody else. So, what's the tier? Because she's mainly meant for train. She is not that, like, her and Ludmilla is crazy together, sure, but besides her and Ludmilla, not many use. But a lot of you guys are saying she's B. B, I've seen a couple of C's now. Alrighty, chat, I'm seeing B and C's. What? Sakura plus Ludmilla is free. Free tank, right? Don't get it twisted. If you don't have the damage, you're not beating Train with Sakura. Right? She's a free tank for Train. Just stalling yourself to still lose. Realistically. Right? But she's not bad. She's not a bad character at all. Don't get it wrong. She's not bad. She's just a character who, like, her kit was meant for free Train. Like, her kit was meant for Train, and she still wasn't that crazy for Train. She's like Rosanna. Okay, well, everybody's saying B now, so we'll keep her in B. C, okay, I'm seeing a couple C's and B's. We're doing a poll. I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing, like, literally, when I see more B's, then I start seeing C's coming. When I see C's, I see B's coming in. So, we did a poll. Sakura, B or C? For summary doesn't sound B-worthy in my opinion. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Right? If her kit was meant for the Train, and even in Train she still needed somebody else to just tank, it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, cause if we're comparing her to the character who comes after Nihilister, D is a character who's perfect on Train and even Modernia boss. But we're gonna talk about that when she comes up. But okay, a lot of you guys are saying B though. If Ludmilla is B, Sakura is B? We'll just say high C, low B. That's fine. Fine, Jack. We'll just say she's a low B, high C. Thought somebody was calling me. Nihilister. Yeah. We got 2 more pilgrims on the list. Nihilister, the free-to-play pilgrim. The most, literally, what's the word I'm looking for? She is the biggest disappointment to date. I am getting a phone call now, somehow. It is full. Alrighty. So for Nihilister, y'all are saying A. She's a must in Pilgrim Tower. She is, but she's very hard to get for a lot of players, right? You still need to own a past liberation character. You need to be chapter 2031, which a lot of people still haven't done, surprisingly. And then she does take quite some time to get. So there's that as well. I wouldn't say, I mean, to say she's A is kind of ridiculous, actually, chat. Like, realistically, are you saying she's on par with these characters? Definitely not. I don't think she's A. She's not on par with these characters. No way in hell. Probably B. Not a C. Real Pilgrim Tower must. That's not enough for her to be an A. She's B at best. Yeah, what? She's B at, she's not an A. She's not on par with Haran. She's not on par with Drake Guilty. No, definitely not. She is the biggest, most underwhelming character, I guess. Okay, she's a sniper rifle, y'all. When using a full charge, she gets the pierce effect with the pierce radius increased by 50% for 1 round. Okay. Activates when a normal attack hits 2 targets or more. Deals 50% of final attack damage as additional damage. Remember, she's a burst 2 character, right? Second skill, every 10 seconds affects enemy unit or in units within attack range. 100% of final attack is done. Chat, she does no damage. Being a must is something to consider. Okay, but Miranda's a must for literally Lysion because she's the only 20-second thing, right? So how could it, okay, chat, if the logic is, because I would say Miranda's entire kit overall is doing more in general, I would say personally, but if Miranda's in B tier and she's the only 20-second burst 1 Elysion character, how is it that Nihilister being the only 20-second burst 2 Pilgrim puts her somehow higher than Nihilister? Or not higher than Miranda? Come on now. Let's do a poll, bro. Let's do a poll. I don't think she's A because you're, by saying she's A, saying she's on par with everybody in A. Right? Maybe not on par with everybody in A, but she's like not even close. We're gonna put A or B, bro. We're gonna put A or B. Chat, y'all go vote. I'm not gonna say nothing no more. I'm not gonna say nothing else. Right? I'm not gonna say nothing no more. Whatever you guys decide to vote is the tier she'll go. That's that. Right? If y'all vote A, then she goes in A. If y'all vote B, then she goes in B. Go ahead and vote. I'm not gonna say nothing. There's no way in hell though, chat. To say she's on par with these characters, a tier under these characters is ridiculous. Come on now. Don't care if she's your favorite Pilgrim under the sun. Stop this. I don't care. I think, chat, you guys consider like these being your favorite characters lore-wise. I don't care about all that. Right? I don't. There's no way. I mean, but hey, if you guys all agree she's A, then sure. Right? This is why. Right? We do a poll. When we don't agree on something, chat, when the community is not agreeing, we just do a poll. And then after the poll, we just place them. But definitely not. He's doing guilty damage. She's doing guilty damage. Yeah, she's doing guilty damage. Let's go ahead and test. Yeah, we're gonna check. We're gonna do testing now while we wait. We're gonna give her Pilgrim gears too. She's doing guilty damage, y'all. That's what. Guilty damage. Her damage is guilty. It's not even. Let's see her damage. We're just gonna do one full burst rotation with her only, and then one full burst rotation with guilty, right? If her damage, hey, maybe, I don't know. It's been a minute since I've used guilty, if you want me to be honest. And I don't use Nihilister unless I'm doing the tower, and that's always on auto. So I don't know. We're gonna see. But I think from what I remember, she's not hitting as hard as guilty. Personally, we'll see. W burst skill, animation though. We'll wait till the first full burst is done, and then we'll see. 4, 3, 2, 1. 6.2 million. Put that number in the chat because I just forgot what it was. It was 6 point something million. What was it? 6.2 million? That was with Pilgrim gear. Same build too. You don't even have full, okay, and we're gonna go in there with like not full Pilgrim gear. Or not full missileless gear as well. Let's take a look now. Right? That's guilty. 2 million. Let's see. If guilty does like less than her, I'll be genuinely surprised, chat. I'm gonna be honest. If guilty does less than her, I'll be surprised personally. But she's not doing guilty numbers because guilty skills her attack off the highest DPS on your team. So I put Modernia on this team and guilty's doing something else. That's what I'm saying. Right? Y'all keep forgetting that. Guilty skills off of your highest DPS. So after the full burst. $6.2 million. She does guilty now. Ah! Oh my god. Guilty the less. Guilty the less. Wait, chat, let me see something. Let me put in my Modernia who's fully built up. Right? Let me just do a realistic comparison. Because remember, guilty skills off the ally with the highest attack. Let me see something real soon. If she still does less with Modernia, then we can put her in A. I'm not even going to argue it. Because there's no way. Right? Wait, is guilties the 2 allies or no? What is guilties? It's the 1 ally. Yeah, it's not 2. Okay, well the full burst is going to be longer in this one. We're just going to like pause it at 5 seconds to keep it fair. Oh my god. I don't know what happened to guilty. It was even less. Wait, what level are my Nihilister skills? Level 5. Okay, well, chat, I mean, I'm gonna argue it. A tier, I guess. I'm not gonna argue it. I'm not gonna argue it, chat. Let's go to the next. A tier. Ooh. I don't like I'm gonna argue. D tier. You thought I was gonna really put it though. Sorry, she sucks. Come on now. Sucks. You're not going in A tier. Not going in A tier. I don't care, bro. She's not going there. I'm sorry. When I put her in A tier, it doesn't even look correct. It doesn't even look correct. Yeah, it doesn't even look correct. Like, what are we talking about? It doesn't even look healthy. This looks like cocaine. This don't look healthy. What are we talking about? What the hell? I'm sorry. That don't look healthy. It's either we take it guilty. No, guilty's A, bro. I'm sorry. Nihilister, we'll leave her here, bro. I'm gonna leave it to you guys, bro. I'm gonna leave it to you. We'll leave her in A for now. What about D? D, you know, very good when it comes to Modernia and Train. And then all the other bosses are quite easy. Nah, chat, we did a vote, bro. I'm sorry. We did a vote and the vote says B, right? Because remember, you Siren, right? Remember how you said, oh, the vote was A, so she's A no matter what? Yeah, the vote was B, bro. Yeah, this is a community thing. I'm sorry. Y'all voted B. Y'all voted B. If you're going with B, I'm sorry. Do another poll. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave until we fight this one out. Hey, wait. Yeah, we're gonna do this again. Right now, for Nihilister, type in the chat A or B. What's her tier? A or B? Don't spam it. Just type it in once. What's her tier? A or B? B, 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 A. B, B, A, B. A, B, 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 A. I'm seeing a lot more B's. E. Yeah, thank you. That's it. On to the next. Close case. D. Where's D going? Very good for Modernia. Pretty good for Train and her assistants in Train. But yeah, where's D going? D is a A. Wait, chat, because I don't know what you guys are saying A or B and thing for. Okay, wait, chat. Type 1. Put 1 in the chat. Put 1 in the chats. One. Okay, now that you guys put 1, I'm gonna ask again. What tier is D? So now I know because I'm asking this after 1. So now anything you guys will say, I know it's D. Right? So what tier is D? Remember, chat, D is only good against bosses, and it's really only Modernia. Right? She has her uses in Train with the starting off with the burst skill, right? And then the damage part is great as well for attacker allies for Train, but that's really it. B, oh my, I'm seeing A, B's, and C's. This was the first. Let's put a pull up. E's tier. A. Yeah, tonight I'm reading week, bro. I'm a Uber Eats. I'm gonna Uber eat some food. Your boy got his check today. We gonna Uber some food and we gonna binge shows all night, all week. I'm tired of school, bro. We need a break. That the poll is up. Go ahead and vote, because I'm seeing multiple letters. Blending in with the dark. Don't work there no more, but I still wear their merch because it was free. Merch, the uniform, it was free. By the way, Zxous, are you gonna make? Actually, chat. Fun fact: I never actually did. So, chat, you know how I do those videos like ranking the character on a burst 2 or ranking the character on a burst 3 or burst 1 tier list? I've never done that for Nihilister. That's probably why I wasn't so sure. I never did it for Nihilister. So now I have to do that for Nihilister. A full-blown in-depth video on why I believe Nihilister sucks. A bit lackluster. Okay, well, chat, you guys are all saying B tier, so B is fine. B is a fine tier for me, because she's only good against bosses, and it's not like all bosses. She's not like Novel where it's all bosses. It's like 1 or 2 at most. Alrighty, Alice, you know, this is what a lot of people want to fight about, because Alice with insane investment, you know, people might say SS, but this is overall, right? Of course, consider investment, but also consider like average. Now, me personally, chat, I wouldn't have a problem putting her in SS. I always think she's SS, but right, because I think Alice is doing much more than these characters, right? Even I know the whole thing is Snow White investment, but I think Alice is doing way more than Snow White, regardless. Like, not like non-invested to invested. I mean, like, if both of them were invested, it's still like a massive jump for Alice with investments, right? I don't want you guys thinking, oh, because Alice has investment, she's in SS, then Snow White could go there too. So chat, this one is going to be a difficult one. I mean, make a poll. Yeah, this one's going to be a difficult one. He's way better than Snow White. But I know for a fact if I say Snow White is, oh, you know, she's, you know, invested, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are just going to drag it. Well, some of you guys. So I'm going to just put it like this. Now, go ahead. S. Don't link me no videos. Don't link me nothing. Alice builds up or no? Well, it's like both. So like, consider her built up and then non-built up, right? Like, it's kind of hard to explain because it's like, it's so silly to say consider her built up and non-built up, right? Like, the average player will probably have this character invested into, if you want him to be on, especially since every content creator under the sun promotes that Alice needs to be invested, right? Like, Snow White is talked about, but not as much as Alice, I feel like. Right? I feel like not many people talk that much about Snow White compared to talking about Alice. Well, I'm gonna let you guys vote on that one. Because I don't use Alice like that. I only use her on solo raid and union raid. Macros. Alice was only talked about for the macro ban. Well, not true. She got a solo raid up. She got a solo banner as well, right? Chat. When she got a raid up banner, everybody was freaking out because remember, Alice got a solo, like a raid up banner before the half anniversary, and like, you know, back then nobody was talking about the macros. I didn't know what the macro nonsense was until they addressed it, right? For sure, I didn't see not a single person say anything about macro back then, but now. You know what I mean? Yeah, for Easter, basically. That's why she got a rate up. But, like, when she got a rate up, everybody was talking about it. Alrighty, well, chat. The votes say S. Me, personally, that's not, like, a problem. Right? But you guys are saying S. It's fine. It's not a problem. I don't mind having her in SS. I don't mind having her in S. Realistically, I think SS is where she would go. Wait. Let me ask you guys this, chat. Let me ask you guys this. I'm going to cheat a bit. Yeah, would you guys say Alice, who's better between Alice and Summer Anise? Who would you guys say is the better character? Summer Anise, but only because I use her. Summer Anise, obviously. Okay, so chat, because chat, when it comes to Summer Anise, I'm thinking Summer Anise is SS tier. Like, that's what I'm talking about. And again, Summer Anise doesn't need investments, right? You only need to invest into her if you want to use her without Privity. But Privity is a free character. That's why I say Summer Anise is SS. She has options for non-invested and invested. Alice and Snow White, you have to have them invested for them to work. That's the difference between SS and S level characters. I finally figured it out. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That's the difference between SS and S. In SS, these characters have to be, no matter who has them, without all these extra restrictions, they are that good. Anise is that good without any full investments. I'm gonna put Alice in S. No, I figured it out. No. Now apply that logic to Nylister. Okay, that just if I apply that logic to Nylister, it just puts A. That might put her in C. Because Nylister is not good unless you have investments. Clearly, that's what you guys are saying. Chat, we moving on, bro. We're gonna, you guys voted her S anyways, that's fine. You could have her in SS or S, that's an arguable take. It's not that big of a deal. Right? Yeah, we're not on the bunnies yet. We're on Dorothy. I don't even think we need to talk about this one. Dorothy, again, a character, no investments and investments. I don't even think we need to talk. Dorothy S, really? Oh, okay, no, wait, I see Dorothy S. I was convinced that she's SS guaranteed. I didn't even think. Oh, I'm seeing some S's. Okay, hold on. Let me take this all down. What the hell? Yeah, I thought it was just guaranteed she's SS. A lot of you guys, I'm seeing some S's. Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay, I'm about to say. Just making sure, just making sure. I was about to say. This is a top 5 character in the game. I was about to say. Like, let's move on to the next. I'm about to say. Like, chat, for some characters here, we just know their rankings. Right? We just know their rankings. Right? Like, Dorothy is one of those characters, we just know her ranking. Scarlet is one of those characters where we don't need to talk, we just know her rankings. Modernia is one of those characters where we don't need to chat, we just know their rankings. Alice is a character, y'all are saying Alice is only good with investments. How could Alice, if she's only good with investments, how could she be an SS if SS is like perfect? Right? Look at, I'm a prime example, chat. I'm like an average player. My Alice got overload gear, level 5, but she's not. God, even with overload gear, my Alice is nowhere even close to like what the average build is for this character, investment wise. Right? Even with my overload gear, she's not even close to what a decently invested Alice is going. Like, come on now, let's stop being delusional. Personally, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so the reason, if you don't, I don't know if you guys noticed, but chat, if you look at the bunny girls, I made sure to have one tier for Blanc, one for Noir, and then bunny girls together, and same for schoolgirls, right? So you could try that bullshit, but I already knew I was gonna get somebody saying all this extra stuff. Hence why I purposely put a tier of them as one character. I'm too smart, bro. Chat, what about Ray, bro? Let's talk about Ray before we go into the bunny girls, because I already know we're gonna have a war. I already know we're gonna have a war when it comes to bunny girls, right? I knew somebody was gonna try that nonsense. That's hence why I literally made a tier for bunny girls together as one character and schoolgirls together as one character. I have you guys prepped. I'm like Lelouch. Don't try me. Let's go, bro. Let's go. What about Ray? The free character. Now, she's not a bad character. She's probably the best free-to-play character we've gotten, because she's the only SSR free-to-play character we've gotten. She has use in PvP. You could use her outside of PvP, but you're not. So, like, I don't know. I mean, she's D or C. That's the highest I can give her, but I don't think that's the highest I can give her, C or D. We can give her like low C, high D. Pause. Oh, pause. Lord have mercy. Pause. What was that? We could give her low C or high D. Pause. Not a Ray. Not on this. Definitely not on that. Alrighty. Time for the big characters. The big characters. It's time for the, you know, Nikke's most, like, top popular characters. These are probably the most popular characters in the game right now. So let's talk about it. Blanc. What tier is Blanc going in? This is solo Blanc, solo Noir, and then them together. I'm not even going to play with that. I'm not going to do, oh, we're going to consider them together. I have a tier ready for that. So this is Blanc as an individual unit. So no Noir. This is Blanc as a solo character. Oh, they're going crazy. Okay, we're gonna have a poll up. We're gonna have a poll up. I don't even know. I need a Uber Eats too. Blanc. S. A. I don't think she's going lower than B. B. And let me add another option. We're gonna put SS as a solo character. SS. S. A. And B. Here we go. Yeah, and we're gonna do the same thing for Noir. Go ahead. Remember, as a solo character, she guaranteed has a 60-second cooldown, meaning you're forced to bring another burst too. Oh my. A lot of people think this character, so that just goes to show. This is funny, chat. All you guys are saying now, as a solo character, she's a B tier character. But guess what? When it comes to Naga and Tia alone, they have other options. You don't need to have them together to work. Where like how you see how the massive difference now when we rank it like this? Look at the massive difference, y'all. We've been streaming for 3 hours. We're about to wrap it up once we're done this. We're almost done. But you see the massive difference now? When we consider as a solo ass character, you guys see how much you guys are not gonna get. Right? But for Naga, you can use Ether. For Tia, you can use Litter. Literally. That's funny. So you guys have agreed that she's a B tier character individually. That's funny as shit. Because when the schoolgirls came out, I'm sure more than half of you guys were saying something else. Because you were comparing the schoolgirls and bunny girls together. Rather than just Blanc as an individual to like these other two characters. So that's hilarious. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing for. Damn, that was not even. It was 51%, 23, 13, 11. Oh my god. Let's do the same thing for Noir. Now Noir doesn't need Blanc, so you guys definitely remember that. Blanc is the one who needs Noir. Noir doesn't need Blanc, so y'all definitely remember that, right? Where does Noir go? Noir doesn't need Blanc. Blanc needs Noir heavily. Like literally, Blanc does not work unless you have Noir. But somehow I'll still hear bunny girls are better. Somehow, right? Like if you're considering overall everything, somehow the schoolgirls technically just take it. Okay, you guys are saying A tier. That's fine. That's fine with me. Individually, sure. I know, chat, when I make the video, people are gonna be like, what the hell? But don't worry, I have this to rebuttal. Chat, you know, if I didn't have this tier, these characters would be SS. That's funny. Okay, and now what about these bunny girls? We're gonna end the poll because I think we're just all in agreement since A. Clearly. And then we're gonna do together. Now we're ranking the bunny girls. What's the tier? I don't think the bunny girls could go lower than A. So we're just gonna stop it there. Chat, what's the tier? Go ahead and vote. Wait, where's the vote? Oh, go ahead and vote. Oh my days. 100% SS. Oh my god. Everybody voted. Oh Lord. That's good. That's what I like to see. Only me, Zxous, would think to do this, right? Anybody else would make a tier of just Naga, not Naga, of just Noir or Blanc. Me, I'm like, to save myself from colossal damage, just make a tier for Noir, make a tier for Blanc, and then make a tier for the bunny girls. And that's a good one. I only see Zxous, bro. Subscribe. Oh my days. That's funny as shit. Alrighty, y'all. Rosanna. Na na no na na. I don't think that song is called Hosanna, right? What's that song called? Havana? Na 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 na. Bro is feeling himself. I got to, because I already knew. I knew before I started this. The biggest problem with this entire tier list was we were not gonna have any problems unless we got to the bunny girls and the schoolgirls. So I made sure to solve that issue before I went live. Keg W. Where does Rosanna go? She's pretty good if you invest into her in PvP, but that's it. Like, these ratings are accurate for like PvP and then everywhere else. So overall, like, the highest she can go is C tier, but like, it's already, she's a D tier character. I'm so sad. It's so sad because she's like one of the hottest characters in it. It really is so sad. If I have to fully invest a PvP based character to actually start being decent in PvP, there's a problem there. There's a problem there. Right? So we're just gonna leave her in D tier. Summer Bay Goddess Mary. I'm curious where you guys are gonna put this, because I think this character is fantastic. Where does Bay Goddess Mary go? I think this is a great character in terms of her healing. I think her healing is fantastic. Right? This is the problem with Summer Bay Goddess Mary. It's useless. This right here, everything here is useless. But the accent this is like all good. Like, it's just the second skill and the first part of the burst skill is all trash to me. S S B A A S B A A A S. I think A. We can do a poll because it's all random. I'm gonna do a poll, chat, y'all. It's random. For now, while we do the poll, where does Summer Neon go? Where does Summer Neon go? Rank with Summer Neon and vote for Mary. You guys are saying A and S. So. Where does Neon go and then vote for Mary? Kill some time here. I don't even care what y'all say. She's trash. I don't want to hear good investments, nothing. Right? Dad, you're not investing in. She's trash. Neon is sucks. D tier. I don't even care. To be honest, you guys could have said all SS. It wouldn't matter to me one bit. Trash. Usable against fire bosses only? Usable is a stretch for fire bosses, surprisingly. That when this character came out, even after her buffs, somehow the SR Neon was still doing more damage. In her best situation, the SR Neon was doing more damage. I'm not even going to discuss that one. That's the thing, A for Summer Big Goddess Mary, that's fine. Let's put it there. I'm not even going to discuss that. I'm not even going to discuss it. Nero, what about Nero? Now remember, y'all, Nero doesn't work unless you have her with Rapunzel or Pepper. One of the two. So, yeah, just remember that. Nero doesn't work unless you have her with Rapunzel or Pepper. Notice I didn't say good, but usable. E? Oh, I'm about to say, I don't think Nero's a D tier character. She's like, if you have Nero with Rapunzel, she's like one of the best taunts, like one of the best tankers in the game. B or C is fine. I think more B in my opinion, but you got the same B. B. Okay, I'm seeing some C's. I'm mainly seeing B's and I'm seeing like C here and there, but I'm mainly seeing B's. So let's just put her in B. Mask. Now Mask got a massive buff when the Nier collab happened. So remember that. I'm actually going to include that because remember, Mask unlocked a whole new team for Solo Raid and Union Raid. That was good. So where does Mask go? I know a lot of you guys want to rank it. Oh, another Anise is next, bro. I want to see. Okay. Like, chat, like the next list of characters are like, if you look at the remaining characters, all these characters are pretty good, right? Like they're pretty decent or something along the line of decent, like from decent to fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 characters remain. These are the latest 8 characters, and they're from decent to fantastic. Zxous, you try Nero with new healers? No, because it doesn't work, right? Especially with Marciana. Marciana heals 1 time. She needs to be healed 5 times to work in like different sequences, and Marciana doesn't do that. And same as like Naga doesn't heal in time for it. Master's A, okay. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, she's a great crit buffer in the game. And then obviously for 2B, fantastic. But yeah. Summer Anise. Please, let me just spam it. Summer Anise. I need to see it, bro. Please, spam it. Where does Summer Anise go? Please don't even make this one questionable. Please. This had to be, out of all the releases for non-Pilgrim characters, Summer Anise had to be the greatest thing to happen to Scarlet List players. Summer Anise had to be the absolute greatest thing to happen to the game that's not a Pilgrim. In terms of damage. Because she's a supporter. Oh my god, that's great, bro. Let's see. What about Helm? What about Summer Helm? It's so sad, chat, because the people, she's a limited. So if Anne doesn't rerun this year, we know for a fact they're just not doing reruns for characters. Because y'all told me to wait a whole year to get Anne, and I thought it would just make sense if she just rerun on any limited banner. Y'all said to wait a year. If she doesn't rerun this year, we're gonna have a problem, right? I'm gonna have to actually contact customer support and make a little deal, sponsorship deal, where I get, you know, Anne in some type of way, because there's no way I'm going sad. Okay, cool. I mean, before I would have thought she was like lower here, but after using her more, she definitely is a very good. Okay, Anchor, she sucks. I'm not even gonna rank that. I don't know why I put her there. 2B. Now we're getting into juice. 2B. We're almost coming to an end. We only have a couple more characters, and we're gonna wrap up the stream. 2B. Where does 2B go? Now I don't think 2B is SS. Surprisingly, I don't think 2B is SS, and I know a lot of you guys might not like that. I think A2 is better than 2B personally, but SS, okay, not like SS. You guys are saying S. Okay, cool. We all in agreement. That's cool. That's cool with me. That's cool with me. That's fine. Yep. She in S. Yep. That's fine. Yep. What about A2? I think A2 is better than both of them, or than 2B. But what do you guys think? Where's A2 going? A2 is like also one of the greatest things to have to this game, to be honest. The only thing is she needs a healer. That's the biggest problem. That's why she can't go in SS for me. Because she needs a healer. Like, you literally can't use her unless you have a healer. Right? So I don't think she can go to SS. I think the highest she can go is S. That's the biggest problem. You need a healer, and you need a healer that can actually keep her up. Now, thankfully, most healers in the game can, but it's still not like, yeah, that's fine. Both of these characters are great characters, right? I don't think these characters can go higher than Alice personally. So, yeah, but I mean, I'll always use A2 over Alice, guaranteed, but I don't think you could get these two higher than Alice. SS is looking perfect to me. SS is looking perfect. It really is. SS, there's no fumbles here in SS. It's looking perfect. Alrighty, Pascal. Why ask? That is true, bro. Actually, Pascal is pretty decent in PvP. Okay, I'm not even gonna work. Marciana. Now, Marciana's a pretty good healer. Marciana's a pretty good healer. She heals a big amount. She does store access HP. She increases your current HP, not your max HP. So, we're just gonna put Pascal in D for now. No, let's make a Pascal tier. Since Pascal is a robot. How about that? Add a row below. Let's make a Pascal tier since Pascal's a robot. Right, that's the first non-female character in the game. Pascal. All right, what about Marciana? Nah, I'm not sleeping on Pascal. I'm putting Pascal here. Pascal is so godly that he deserves his own tier. Pascal is so godly, he deserves his own tier. Him being at the... I mean, I could put Pascal at the very top, but that's disrespectful. We're just going to leave Pascal here. A for Marciana. Oh, okay. You guys are all in agreement. A. That's fine with me. Yeah, no. Like, literally, after the half anniversary, every character besides Rosanna was, like, crazy good. Besides Rosanna and Neon, everybody else was, like, decent to good. To crazy good. I mean, I can't wait for the next year of Nikke, bro. We're gonna get peak after peak. Oh, we're finally here. Chat. Naga and Tia. Where does Tia go? What tier is Tia? Now, I think, remember, this is individual. Tia is definitely... I'm not going to say that. What tier is Tia going, bro? Oh, wow. A. Okay, I'm seeing A's and B. Let's do a poll. I'm going to put Tia S. I don't think Tia alone is SS. S, A, and B. Let's do it like this. She's definitely not C. She's definitely not D. She's one of those tiers. She's A, S, or B. She's Sab. She's one of the two. Or one of the three, my bad. You know what's so funny? It's because Block is in B. They don't want to put Tia over Block, but they gonna learn today, chat. They gonna learn today. They don't want to put her over Blanc, but they're gonna learn today. You know we're running Tia alone. Fun fact, actually, chat, you can run Tia alone with the Bunny Girls, right? Because it would be Tia, another burst 1, which is Litter most likely. Then you would have Blanc, Noir, and then another burst 3. You can actually run Tia with the Bunny Girls. Fun fact, by the way. And she will work, because you could put Litter on the team. Fun fact, by the way. But yeah, you guys have voted A. I'm glad. Me personally, I'm glad. Remember, y'all, all Tia needs is a character to, like, recover her burst or recover her cover HP. Either it's herself or somebody else on the team. Litter does it, Coco does it. You have different options, right? The reason why Naga works so great with her is because Naga does that too, right? But then Naga, like, just does so much stuff as, like, you know what I mean? Right? But you don't need Naga, you just need a character who can recover cover HP. Hence why you can use other characters, unlike Bunny Girls. Alrighty, what about Naga? What tier is Naga alone? S, A, or B? Oh yeah, also yeah, I took that in chat. Kevin's actually right. I tested that. Because, what's her name? Because Tia is a part of the Iron Code, right? How she works is if she has the buff up, Rupee reapplies a stack to every like buff for all allies, all iron code allies, and because she's an iron code, it actually works. So you can cheese it too. There's so many different options, but y'all just want to run with the illusion of bunny girls, bunny girls, bunny girls, bunny girls, bunny girls, right? Right, and then when it comes to Naga, she doesn't have many options. She only has Ether. So I'd say Naga's B tier, but okay, you guys agree there too. That's fine. We can put, oh, no, wait. Nah, I don't think Naga should be higher than Blanc. I think Naga should be where Blanc is. Remember, if you guys watch my videos, I always said Tia was the Noir of the bunny girls and the schoolgirls, and then Blanc was the Naga of the bunny girls and schoolgirls. So it actually makes sense right here that Tia and Noir are on the same tier, and then Naga and Blanc are the same tier. It actually makes a lot of sense. But you guys are voting A tier. But Zxous, the poll said A. Yeah, she needs a shield to work. And there's only one other character in the game who can do that. So, but she's a free character, basically. It's a SR. It's not specifically one character. So, I mean, no, Zxous, the poll is absolute. This guy did, like, Darren's acting like I won't put her in A tier, and I'm gonna do it. Like, I want the schoolgirls to be higher than the bunny girls, so you guys can understand what this is. Come on now. I want both of them as high as possible. Yeah, she's B tier, bro. The restriction, right? It's literally what Blanc is. Just instead of Noir, it's a shield. It's the same thing, right? Now, chat. The schoolgirls. Where did the schoolgirls go? I'm not even gonna ask you guys. I don't care. I don't even care what y'all gotta say there. I don't even have to ask you guys. I know where they go. I don't even need to ask you. I know where they go. Let's go to the next. I don't need to ask you. We know where the schoolgirls go together, bro. Stop playing with me. Like, stop. Yeah, thank you. Over bunnies. Let's do it like this. That's fine. Alrighty, Kiri. This is the final one. It took 3 hours and down there 30 minutes, but we finally come to a conclusion for the official tier list. We're gonna look over everything when we rank her, but yeah. No, because Nylister was ranked B, not A. Nylister was ranked B, and like you said just now, the poll is absolute. So you just playing yourself. I don't even want to waste time with this one. She sucks. She's horrible. Chat, she's horrible. She's horrible. Y'all think these percentages are good? She's horrible. But Naga, you realize if Naga goes into A, that's just helping my case even more, right? By you saying Naga, you think I care? Like, come on now. I could put her at A. Alrighty, y'all. So now we have the official overall Nikke tier list. Honestly, I'm happy with it. I think these tiers are probably the most accurate you'll see. I'm sure, again, some people are going to see their favorite character in the lower tier and probably want them to be higher. But overall, is this a W or L list? It's a pretty good list. Like, I would recommend this to like a new player. the bunny girls and schoolgirls, both in SS, and then individually, we have them here. We have them. This is a good list. It really is a good list. SS are the characters who just are at the pinnacle of the top. These characters at the pinnacle of the top. No investments all around. Just pinnacle of the top. S are the characters who are very godly in this game, but have something holding them back. And I can point them out. A2 needs a healer. 2B is only good in long fights. Noise is a 40-second cooldown character who would be way better if she was 20-second cooldown. Maxwell is investment heavy. Senti, we could come back to Senti because let's come back to Senti. Privity, we could come back to Privity too. Snow White, investment heavy. Rapunzel is 60-second cooldown. Alice, high investment. I think Senti and Privity are right too. I don't think Senti and Privity are the SS tier though. They can't be. They just can't be somehow. I know it just doesn't make sense. Like you could say it. I don't know. Senti, because like Senti's a good character, but I feel like not that necessary nowadays. She's still very, very good, but just not like, you know. No, Chad, this tier list is good. This is a good tier list. Chad, I'll have a full-blown video on this like overall tier list tomorrow. Like trying to explain and dial everything down for the people who were not here on the live stream. But this tier list is accurate. Everybody in D seems correct. Everybody in C seems correct. Everybody in B seems correct. Everybody in A seems correct. This looks correct. Like, the only people, like I said, that will change a couple things here are, for example, people who love Emma and want Emma to be higher because they like Emma, not because she's better than where she is. But overall, this is like probably the closest thing. If accurate was a if you looked up accurate in the dictionary, you would get a screenshot of this tier list, bruh. To be honest, it really is just that good. Haran, Laplace Guillotine, Drake. And then I know people are going to be like, oh, wait, no, I see Noir all the way. And right, because I think the biggest thing is, chat, especially if you go to Pride Win. Here's my thing, right? If you go to Pride Win, individually, they have, you know, both Blanc and, you know, Noir ranked triple S, but they're considering if they were together. Hence why they're here. Hence why, right? The reason why Blanc is triple S everywhere is if you're pairing her up with Noir, right? Because she's not that crazy if you're not using her with Noir. She's definitely not. Right, so they considered Noir here, and then they did her ranking. So rather than rank her as an individual character, they ranked her with Noir, and they did the same thing for Noir towards, you know, the rankings. Like Noir was based on her with Blanc rather than her as a solo character, right? So when people look at this one and they see that, you know, Noir is A and Blanc as a solo character is B, I definitely gotta, you know, I don't want to say Pride Win's rankings are questionable. Right, because I think their tier list is pretty good too. The thing is, like when it comes to the topic of bunny girls, right? Like that's the main reason why I did this, right? Rather than putting Blanc as a triple S character, because if somebody starts the game today, let's say someone starts the game today and they pull Blanc and they see Blanc is triple S everywhere, right? They just see she's triple S and they're like, yes, I got the best character in the game. They're gonna realize that she's not unless you have Noir, right? So that's the one thing. I think maybe what Pride Win should probably do is add like a tier of bunny girls together as one and then rank them individually, right? That's what this tier list is here for as well. W tier list, we've been live for 3 hours and 30 minutes. Longest live ever. Probably going to be longer on Friday because we're going to be streaming the live stream of the 1st year anniversary for this game. So we're going to find out what the banner units are. And I'll be ready for that. W tier list. Big is the W, like the most. This is a tier list that looks good. This looks like a good tier. Right? This looks like a good tier. It does. It really does. Right? Alice not in SS because what's holding her back is the investments. Yeah, no, it's a really good tier list. Right? But even if we're comparing, let's compare. Hold on. Let's compare. Like if we're comparing, because Pride 1 is a popular tier list, right? Let's compare. Okay. So in SS tier, this is the highest tier. We have Litter. Yup. We have Senti. Well, this is like, okay, they don't have an overall tier. That's the thing. They need an overall tier. This is overall. We can't really compare because, like, not overall. Who's calling me? God. Alrighty, well, that's going to be it. Thank y'all for showing up. It's been 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'll have a video on this tomorrow. W tier list. Subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.